okay, I had the last two African acquire, yeah, last but one African Cobas of Comoros of Maino, and some Ghana Wagron and Ra, Woman to us, game against Tunisia, and some our way Cobas at Tunisia Maino, Woman some Latin of Enro, Omuluzu Gamino, I 1-0, and some Adama Omaya, Yafana South Comoros, and Quatano, Yafana Rafiki Said, Ono, and will make a difference, and Ra, and some Adama Comorosa, what was some Nanya to Oliqua, our Sama Tenemo, Ebiam, and some Ayamacha. Pasua, a Cobasa Madagascar, Womusum and Gambia Mino, Womusum about 1-1 and what came about Swakatana, Yafansa in Jiva, Rakoto Harry Malala Nom, and Chasa Marco Ayalama Harita, Womusum Nana Boy Chasa Nom Menjani Harimunaro, Womusum Najama Boy Emma Chasanwa Camero, Womusum about 1-1 Elm Ebium, and some Ayomea, Yafansa Gabon Elofie, Womusum Losoto Ebo Colastro, and what Egypt Tamino, I second and Basa Egypt Tamino, Womusum about 2 course Amo Maya, Yafansa Mauritania, Womusum Antimianta and what Gamino, or Rafansa Mahmoud Trezeguet, no about first Ama the France of Egypt and what Yabenya Mohammed Salah, Wanusum about second Amo Maya, Yafansa Egypt Tower Bramano Casino, and no some update Abasama, and some Aban area Enra, when him say Egypt, Omomino, Yasu coach and Nadia Kotu Kase, or Rafansa Hosam Hassam, and some Anameke, now Hosam Hassan, and Orano, Yasam or Yatuka say, Woman's game, Womoka, our brother came on, Womoka to Mauritania, Womate, say yes, a Pechino, and some Anye, Nasa Pechina Anya Dia, Woman to men rescue Emma Branchena, Yafanasa Mohammed Salah, and some Uncobasa Bono, and to the American Canning say, yes, a coach and Adia Masala, send your run for some Masala per se, woman dropping them and few squat in Ma, Wakam, Amabaya at Jamano, Musala also Besabi on Egypt Tamino, and some Aqua Ecobodia, woman some Adinabesham at the Naco say, Woman Jab Bono, Amaba a Brantia, your father said Musala Ecotinimo, Amajamansa Caninano, and some others who know, and the body side is a game against Aya Botswana, and some Anasa Mauritania mom, Ewa Weno Obopo, and Ansa Nadia Swabo, Uyeliva Punia, Madame Sanio Becas, Masalanum. And so uncle, a sense of pitching, I just and Kaka Frimo, and some not the Abba on something, yet the Emma, yet for an anno pay, and some our Shonos Enra, Equatoria Guinea, almost one, Emma Liberia for an Antimian to player, your father's Iban Salvator, one managers was a penalty, and some Adama Equatoria Guinea, and I game about Enra Angola Mina, one some Ghana ever group mono, and Angola, I second half on Michelle 2. Now, two goals on by the first goal, no, and I a penalty. Aquatana, your father Sam Mabululu, or no, and some about first goal. Now I a penalty and a player. Your father Sam Nelson, and some second goal, no, and some Angola, Emma Chasenra, Niger, Antibia, and I a 2-0 Anna Chasenra, and on some Abaso, and Ivory Coast, Amino, Wamusha Makuma Kufo, and some Amasawelio Timino, Wamam at Akamubaka Enra, Nicholas Pepe, one about first goal, Frank Kessie was a penalty. Emma Alhansa Koroma, one other restore parity. Emma Sawelion, one of some unanswered team to Enra, one of first time not as a game, no, and some I 1-1 Omokobaya, Frank Kessie, Ebemeki, Amens our bra. After somebody had to just was a penalty in Enra, one of Abanya second goal, and some other Ivory Coast Amomino was a penalty. Ebium, I just said about 2 goals. Now, my last goal, no, I Umar Diakite, no, and some usher penalty. Ama Chasano Cote d'Ivoire, Woman Usher Makuma Kufo, Ama Sawelio Minom. Womo ete ekanemu bakua anum aye game about so sanso ana Cameroon and indomitable Lions amonso share 4-1 and some Maritia Kenya Emino and one Vincent Abubakar one usher penalty Martin Hongla and some about second goal Michael Olunga ete kanabako Emma Kenya Timono and son of Brian in Bembo one about third goal Amokabai and a Christian Basokok one anya fourth goal and some Ama Cameroon Omutimono Mamasa game na enra baso sansa enwa nyame nkwanke atiasempa ni nyina no aye Cameroon omo pronche na ye fan sir Christopher Wu na enwa Christopher Wu omo kwashe ma jemense kan sem onya problem enso o chesanity onom ana omo de stretcher enso afa na de ko hospital eno no musuro esansa ohwe omo fa ban no enso ato stretcher ne so a hwede wa hye Cameroon omo Jason no wonom aye member enso adama technical team no utim so wa ban nanum na chesa ban ni plano na ano o hye ama jemense kan say enso analyst eban say na omo suro pan enso eno nyame adom jemenya no say Christopher Wu enso ayo bia ne ho ye na ne ho ye nyina no Mame our hospital ye bon say Samuel Eto and some akwasra boy no and what owura fansa nasis ayam welcome be ono aye sports minister Emma Cameroon woman some amino ana chese minister of health and so akoya woman nyina some akwasra kwatano and some our hospital anwa wabra wo som ne man na koba say chese nyame amfafia anka bi aye ntia power no and some akopra woni tino and one perform we nyina so koi etu baby Emma Vincent Abubakar and some akwasra boy no and some chesa bed no so hospital ni nyina na aye update free omaso ye and some aba honsem no ye etu twa enano pay and some our final lap no so afei na me mfanto am Zambia enra wo mo Chad ebo golas draw afei ye benya Nigeria wo mo shaba ko ama Libya ama no wo mo some antimi ante enra du baby na chesa frontier ye fan say Victor Boniface nom nam amo botuku ene ade ama jeminya no say no supporters no bi na chesa wo dwa wo mo tiri ba say the Boniface ashego and some ama Leverkusen no enye say no be Nigeria wono some asia na enra wo mo game about so akodan na ye fan say Fisayo Dele Bashiru ono and make a difference about that time no naka 4 minutes and the referee and some other toss ama game no ye we and akoba sa akodan na ye fan say Bashiru and some make a difference ama Nigeria wono ashe to only go our some match anymore na jeminya no say Enra, when we are game, no, or fan say, you're guessing a guavon ekasai. Now, guessing a guavon essay. You want to just say the other kind. Naniante say, Enra, a cobasa, woman some letting kunim our some much anymore. Na Enra, wa broke cobas, one would think kunim, and some our some much anymore. Not just in the post match, Ecosono, Yinche Nigeria, woman coach, I found is Augustin a guavon or Enra. No, some unanswered for 18 como.
Huge relief for me and the boys, obviously. 3 points was important to get. We got it. I expected us to score more goals, but for some reason we didn't find the back of the net early enough because of the tactics the Libyans deployed. But overall, we're very happy. 3 points, very important. We still maintain the first position in the log. Congratulations to you all. I was feeling bad, but again, I was also happy that the boys were on top of the game, especially second half. And towards the last 20 minutes of the game, they kept pushing, possessing the ball very well, but mindful of the rear as well, because the Libyans, they had a clear strategy the way they wanted to play, so try to get the ball and then go forward as quickly as possible. Both emotions were high.
Yes, and all I am somehow red fantasy Augustine Eguafon and I'll just say your dinner excepts in no and my for and anope life and so I was sure to be Ayakotana. Namekan some say Christopher Aya and as well I Victor Boniface Emom now Boniface on Antimisha go and then Roger tells on your collect opportunities nibi now Century Bakubusa coach and say before a year game overkind and some our premier just who shall Nigeria for you now. Say Yamia Magmacha Moko Common Victor and some Nabashako Enro Amanasa went to me and Shako Nanyabiano and also all send saying and was say Boniface upon a ball. I said Romario Omunya Bona. I said just what Dika you catch and you may be our bonus and son or papa. What boy Sanyaman and my defenders no and some Arakafa and to the moment to be a striker your body babano. I was sent Tempara now to us so Abasa defender no one standing a chance and Porusu bet me akle na aye Johnny Akotana ye fan say Boniface abeka Serabea one some bet me asayente Nigeria one coach Augustine Eguavon.
You know, Boniface is a clinical striker, clinical finisher, but they are struggling with national call also. You see, sometimes these chances don't come. I remember in Rwanda today also, when you get half chance, likes like Romario, they to poke the ball, but he wants to dress, and then the defenders recover. So if he decides on time, I think Boniface will score a lot of goals. I'll speak to him about that. You know, Boniface is a clinical striker.
Yes, I know. I am some coach in the attitude NBM. Mamen Fantu and him say Enwa Saraveka for Ewofie. Wabucha on my I friend say Congo Ekano Emma Komako Enum Emma Congo for an to me and to player and 1 year can ask them to bo home Quaina. One about first goal to bo home Quaina about second goal and what you player your friend say Batusi Ubas no Enya third goal Emma Saraveka Timino Lil Foster Esheria Toso and Sana Brantia your friend say Ikram Rhiners no and some Esheria Toso Makumako Enum and no Saraveka fan Enra now Nicholas Jackson was the first ever goal and some I'm a Senegal I'm gonna share Timino and I Papa Gay one and about first goal Sadio Mande Eshebi Bulat Dia Ebeshe goal Nicholas Jackson and Yanni Goshe I just an Omusha Makumako and Emma Chessa Malawi national Timino one some 90 minutes our bra you bought 16 minutes now just a Brighton I am Mutali on a red card at Yama Malawi to game I can one about 10 against 11 and some and I'm so much as an Kama Emma Senegal Mutim and was shockingly so what is Tunisia and some Atanafie one some Aluzu Amu game in the dia Mamen front to Mr. Tunisia Mino yes almost I'm a reporter referee now and now do Amu game at Jama Ayakaf Atea what did you about a referee no Motompono and some other form now Jintiama Comoros and ya win and wanna say woman ya club penalty so Shero can mount Ayak incident na woman so almost say I'm did about a penalty no woman ya name of Nigerian referee na one abedi and what game no one and a boon and a goose so you found Ogabo now Ogabo and so beti match I'm did about so bano one an assistant or the idea you can say Bibi a shoma jimo woman yes and your man on purpose and Tianum Yantia I yet Tunisia for the same I'm did here pass Ebi a referee I yes on purpose and I'm so much as Henra woman so game about so I'm say woman your penalty Emma just a referee no and some mancha and from my team now and Kaka Amaswaya at the Eba on something yet the Emma yet for an anopai and some our short some bania your father collapse number ansana Mamini can cause Spain now Spain Diamensa can say, Yerim Somono coach Euros, SC Omonaso, Emma Rodri, a player of the tournament. Now, Diamensa can say, goalkeeper na, ye found David Raya. Say, yes, Raya, Nabusha, funny now, Sika of Fieda Dow, yes, Yobia, woman, your jewelries, not just a comudia, and you'll be at your door tone, Sano night, I just and yes, be Omoyan Saka, Katubabia, MC and just an Yomakum, I just an Aya Gudiano, and no, and so I'm a goalkeeper. Your fan said David Raya. Why your diamond ring at the Ama players? One more court tournament in be and some coaches Euros. I see Amanaso and some our German, German second say player Bia Ukobia. What boy Emma Spain at Giabiano. David Raya. Wafaoka. I'm a Bia some anya ring bako. Not German second say Bushafono. Yes, I'm a Jumedi Omudiano da. Woman I just a jewelry business. I know Anna Raya Bushafo to go on my own nimna. Men can your pension on Sika of Fiera. Namam on one so bonny bra and to sure we know and I just want my yacht will be a Benjamin cover from goalkeepers embassy attackers and this will be and some Abanya Kawani be Kawano. Yasomo in such a way saying. One, Spain, one more Crestano, and other Kawana so, and after two, and some European title now, one more Kochi and also, and some other Kawana so, Tanana Uche, fair, where I diamond ring and a goalkeeper, your father Saraya, Amo Maya, and some other Denta Tima, and idea from us what the Baon Semino, yet the Emma yet for an anopai, and some our shoulders are free. My men front to him say, what can Omo Kochiano, Nan Jesus. Navas and some account. Na Navas and a German can say, one more same, Abe Anano. Nelson say, your season, yeah, one of some about retire. Not just about the ending of this year, Navas about retired, yeah. Our national team and some Aman Anarin. Now report to me, second, some gamer, one more our Cordoba, one more Adia Serbia, Amino, one more say, Omedica Anna Ora, your funny Jesus, Navas, and Sana Gamino, and no answer to me about so I just know, and some some kakra aba yet the update ama yet for enano pay and some our show no sunum sara hosem and it's a nano kobasa France amino without Mbappe womo kwawe akwasha 4-1 na unum says I came amukoba na kwatana ye fan sa Bradley Bacola wono some anya go emebe to anwa chi say wa dedicated go no dia makoda ketwa bia ye fan Matthias anaches akodano wadam yare mpaso our hospital na o dedicated go adama akodano wasan somai amom de JC ekoma akodana ye fan Matthias aches wono ensom ada yare mpaso our hospital our some says a shark at the mower obonsa akodano mo de camera scene so no wono some aye celebration na aye Bradley Bacola aye bie ama deminya no pensa akodano yes after so dedicated go adman enwache enam no kasa adeche ya yes akodano why nyamedia a chesam say okọ a chese onte asibiem akodano some akọ a chese no and some ayaro sama and some free omaso adeba a chese wonsam no ye de ema ye te for ene anopai and some our show no so na jamensa kan say and some other so odu prozola onum so prozola mainom Womo president no your friend aye Lula na president American answer no aye Lula da Silva no ana Jaminya no say adena start as agro na enam no kasa report Jaminya no say aye serious essence mete say we a player na ufre Brazil o ball e was Europa on pass ebefro our national team ebiem esansa odiri eba se ne players wamum our Europe no mo nyade a tesa obehwe Rafinha nom ene Rodrigo Vinicius Junior mo ba national team ye huade bia mo ye down so eche nkwada no mo local league no entina me no kaso wura no report am say kan say his excellency yes we say on CBF our president no ekoye meeting na meeting enche yes we be catch say free na kroi one hwe no for place one from ranch mo popo e wa Europe besanse na mo dia na mo ye o say ye ni garincha bi e wa Europe and what you omni Romario bi e wa Europe ba kasa bi ni pan de wa ye exceptional oni bon me bro so mo nya de mo ba so na mo toto papa so etene sanete de free na kroi one person mo popo outside aye Brazil ebe ana aye national team ni bi eno aye nsema his excellency Lula da Silva I say wonom akosha aye football federation no wo president na chesempo wono som ane adisam komona enom ajefi omaso ateba enwa Van Dijk ekonya red card eba bra koba sa Netherlands amai no wo som akobo omga Van Dijk red no na aye second yellow enwa wo kwa away na adeba kono sam womu gamer womu so boy no mame front to him say enwa omne hungry and a bomb about 1-1 na adeba ko say Van Dijk edi Kenya yellow and say na second yellow card na enso eba womu we game and a coach na your friend Ronald Koeman say Van Dijk na ka say away so did eba sa dena okoye assess tackle na and the second yellow card by e ma che so mu confirm by one man no wo did eba sa sabi na nyansam bi anim okobusa akora na obeka cho say wono tum se bia wanye ne na Van Dijk say wonom inspector of new my course ni nyina no ba bia na ha no aye say aye de kan first yellow card na referee adman enra mo na mo say oye captain a wotumi ane referee akasa wono so no okọ referee ni nchen no woni na tem one can be a chese be omuade respectfully ono ekasa referee to onum kwanya enam some am referee no ayesa first yellow card amana wo kwanya second yellow enam some chese nra wono some akodi red card awasa match ne mo eno mo busa no say and you say next game oye suspended money Germany and about to can be aso no o mo be di and so back to Liverpool and Van Dijk say onom dabi oye captain obaso ka ho na omokona sakoba se bia odi red card anu nche se bia onwane nkofie ana se bia onfi kam ne mpo wonom ankware club side o say wo be stay after so the sense be tu twa no ye be unso wura ye fan sa Rafa van der Vaart mu nyina say so onom and Van Dijk and Odi red card or Messinas gamer and Yabian Ote national camp Oje day come back to Liverpool now Didi Ebasa Namano Casino and a slot Ebekasa Beme what the red card because Okasa Oko Germany a fame and our Sababa connected everywhere at the Liverpool not just one Brenumum Sau Bantema one free international break up Yaba start Ebia Yamiarma next weekend and no a league matches I was a Barcelona not just on fitness level and some I was throw into Sano Urano and some panel later Anna Jeminian say yes I'm from Van Dijk Abakasa we best stay our German Amo Campano report on second bueno yes I'm free I Netherlands Amo Campo one of some I return to Cloud Cider and Liverpool Anacotano and some other quiet update you know and my for Anano pay and some our shows as Porto one more president I Andres Villas Boas Natie Villas Boas and Ania woman man you ball I draw 3-3 now Boas I don't be say Manchester no wofu said DM panel koso and was one when you the right person now Obabusan bibi adia fa Manchester ho na mum do betumi aka say o gidie say enche bia Manchester na maybe atwam na yenim omo no enche kra na manju ebe return to omo nka so omo level eno aya asema FC Porto woman president and fans of Villas Boas no ono some ade to dwa yenti owura no abra no no central for edin komo.
Nobody to express an opinion. I think every club goes through ups and downs. Everybody knows Man United is one of the biggest clubs in Europe and they have demands for success. It's true that Man United also won a few cups in between, but of course not the Premier League, which is what they want. I think it's something for them to solve, not me. They have had this recent change in management with Jim Ratcliffe taking over the operations, and I think all his experience in terms of business will come into place, and it's certainly one day they will become the Man United again that we know, winning titles. So I don't want to say anything else about their current management, but it's one of the biggest clubs for sure.
Yes, just one best be can 70p area far Manchester management and sense one of the biggest clubs we say our GDA bas Enchebiano one so returning to our level I know I am Andres Villas Boas on not just president Adama FC Porto now say ya dinner accepts Emma Enra our Portugal come and a captain your friends Bruno Fernandes our manju one to and Bruno say what Jitum says season starting ne form no enye wedo ono ankasa gitum wose enye kwanimom wawanim say anyoma betimi akoye ensom adama no say bia improvement no enom enso betimi aba na German say kan nyina no say na yes revelation beto dwa from Enro Wiade ban nyina no na ebo say wo ka say Manchester kobo Aston Villa e ma sa game omo draw na yes ni pa bi onom adi ne dwumadie ensom awon ye kan say social media no so a wo mo ayo bi omo type prank na cha say pranksters no yes ba ko dia beto dwa say Ebeka 2 days ama Man U and Aston Villa ball our Villa Park wonom atreke omo a wo ye security our Villa Park ama chese kwen of so wura mu ekọ away omo dressing room ebesi ne wo be anim and yes ni pan say okọ hide camera our Manchester locker room 2 days before omo game at the dressing room asembia na coach and fan Ten Hag eka abufu abaya and komobia no di and said na manager no was in the place na edin komoni nyina no yesem and also a record day ama German second say and some and Aston Villa for no we must start investigation and some other room say ban saying and a security ewo now 2 days before a game mutimi hwa mo be a sneaky ekowura ayade say away we mo dressing room ama no case investigation nyina no and also mashashia and agusu elkos okay say every time I gaba Man U for omo a wo maboa no mo ye adwuma no owura office Saravika ye fere say Benny McCarthy na Benny McCarthy eka ho na enam oni wo biem na so obedi Manchester won komo enro nwumra ensom our Super Sports eso ana Benny McCarthy say ha Ten Hag ever sign a contract no ehwemu say as a Premier League no na ya one man race and as a one horse race a Man City nkwana ejesa enti omo catch a coach and say ba wo bai also be wuram e bia Man City Arsenal Liverpool and Chelsea and Chelsea recently yana Chelsea money I was apart from Arsenal woman to mention Premier League title no woman carrying that to me to task I return answer bino bram number G a Premier League nibi and my name quite sabrabi a man city for no and some manager Korea's here now Kwakwabi be or Juman Edempa Yenche Benny McCarthy on said your plan and they share over fans at Ten Hag and some contract and also on some SCTA.
The plan was that within his contract period while he's there, United is going to get to a stage where they're going to be the ones that's in the mix with City, with Arsenal, with Liverpool. I mentioned that name. With Chelsea, you know, that they're there, and it's not going to be a one-horse race like it's been. It's not going to be a two-horse race, but now United is back, and people know because of United's history, the mentality, that mindset, when you get into those situations, they have the mentality, they know what it's like to win trophies, so to get over the line will be easier, but the process has been taken longer. And the plan was that
yes, now just no anana aya plan a Manchester and Panifono. Wamadi go kwam dia manager fan set Tenag nemom. Emsen and yoma take longer watibi. Say yes, man force I womuntia se dentia coach and fan set Tenaga sorry. And I'm a buy me first season, Major Carabao, and I'm a second season, Major FA Cup in Tidabiano. Womuntia says a coach and I use the word progress. Now we did hear about say Uyo be Nasia the Jumanamawa. Want to mean can't say I will test says at some I work in progress as some now I am a referee Benny McCarthy essay. What can I tell Grana say Alan Ferguson? Juma Adamabo fans at Manchester no the first season what we him a Kaka Kirby then come on ya Pamo Ferguson. No mama baby Fagi Ekwaje FA Cup SC my so one FA Cup we are and some history timer now Liverpool Premier League Makoma say Chelsea 19 Chelsea Man for 13% omo and some 20 as you man so ntirin no wo mtiri e ba sa Fagi kwan wanya no fofofo e wa bra wo sha se mama nto tiri e ba Sunday Tena Gaya Juma pa yentie Benny McCarthy.
It's not going to be a two-horse race, but now United. I know people say, yeah, but 3 years being in a job, it can't be work in progress. But if people only understand where Man United was, the success that they had, and now it's almost like a fall from grace. So you have to really start from the very bottom, and it's not going to be easy. No. Liverpool took how many years? Arsenal is still here. Arteta is making amazing progress.
He is, yes.
He's not achieved nothing yet as well as they've done. What have they won?
You understand? The bridesmaids.
Yes, like so that's what I mean. So it's a process. They haven't played Champions League football for a number of years, and Arsenal was one of the most guaranteed teams to play in the Champions League under Arsene Wenger. You understand? Like for every single season, no matter what season they have, they guaranteed that they're in the Champions League. And boom, and it just stopped. So then they went to a really process where Unai Emery came, failed. Arteta came the first season, it was horrific. And I thought after 10 games, he's going to be out the door as well. You know, but they gave it time. And then the process then began. And now Arsenal is there, but so people forget, you know, what it took them to get there. I know people say,
yes, and no, I am some former just assistant coach. I'm Ra. You found Ten Hag way. Benny McCarthy now test. You didn't accept. Emma said, "You mean second as a player. You found some Bukayo Saka. Why we draw at your free England? I'm okay. Best and so okay. One of the Coco Promo first game. I'm no. One of some practice. You mean second in answer. We'll go back to Arsenal. None of you can say full assessment. You know. One of some I don't know my resign. You know. What pronounce be an extent of the injury and and some at the same just no kakra free player your fan say Bukayo Aswaye and some about Arsenal some American no one him say Brazil one more akwada first game no shall go now Bynum your friend Igor aye Jesus Igor Jesus I shall go and some ama Brazil our first match and the second say Edu Gaspar I just want no aye sporting director my Arsenal no yes what he can kwakobusa boy in the club and no aye Botafogo sanya bia na akwada no one more pay none boy saying now Botafogo for say from 35 equity 40 million euros and no aye amount to mudimani and sana akwada na your fan say Igor Jesus no one some aja boy na ma akwada no and some akwa and no aye update eba Liverpool bobo no report amenya no say player your fan say Ibrahim Konate nankumo mudi say boy na best and mete say yes say get you closer until 2029 defender your fan say Ibrahim Konate one of best extended the contract no and some adama bobokua your fan Liverpool ama update ni nyina no and no so buy the honsem and my for enano pe e wo show no so na ma me fan to them say our side your fan say FC Barcelona when them say bonsa team no Jaminya no say yes, and players on board my bus. Also, medical never to that. I'm going to catch us a players now. Will be a interview. I know Bonnie coach. Your fan of Flake. Abbas Adea. One more physical level across the pa. Now, and a German second say boys, no. Yes, and up now will be on one cast and a personal physical trainer. And will be under the physical trainer at Judge Maye. Adea. Now, Juma has a flicker by physical trainers adomuye and we here say be abasa kwakobo kasa wo kofa e be a physical trainer personally and on ayajuma esan so ma flake adomo buy no bakom ayo Julio Tools Pepe Conde Rafa Maldonado and German Fernandez omunyina no aye physical trainers so say wo madwuma so ni papa enti okọ club side training no mo do ye adwuma na ba fia bibia no ma chesa wo so kokọ spende na okọ fa bi obi fufro enso adena ba tim no ka say no yes players pina no wo mo so agem amoma ka so mo personal aye trainers na enso kwa enom kakra fi omaso ye enso ba onsam no ye de ema ye for ene anopai and some our show so German second say and it's a Real Madrid for say one be can say woman to be animum mete say nyame yarma January medical about to them say manager no wogiri ba so munyo bi adene ba ebeboa enche bia nyame yarma January Real Madrid ba kwakopa central defender bi and some adena ba enom e dey free omaso ateba na Chouameni no yes boy no so control bia so be so free bobo kwa fan say Real Madrid and to mo say I know Liverpool and fan was see any no will stay only be akọ na amse Federico Valverde wo mutitibi say yes ebi mu say na nebuo yes say na nya bi o maka tro bi so omonton omse boy no aye untouchable onye for sale and anya for sale opportunity say bi onye osika I so paper be fufro now some other persons akoda no anya ne so omonton am obi a enom omaso ateba ebiem ensom aye bobokua ye fan say aye Atletico unum San Julian Alvarez nanu ye and about some boy no wako Atletico na Jaminya na no pen say wako if you okotena mu yes enche bia ba last month ya no boy no on the wife aye friend Emilia Ferrero womatu akoba before adan yes mom for mom nyaso wo beda be sori awupie na chese paparazzi foi wo mutina afina nim adan ebi be pemfo nyina twa ebi aba be dim komo am so on person no man upon privacy da bia ni gate no aboma da bia ni pagu ni gate no atina me second se fina na nkotim enso Madrid no enche bia wotu ene the wife Emilia akwakopa ba before France akwakotena eno aye kakra aba Valencia for no wo mo se afei wo mo ebenya aye ne Kansas Stadium no wo so abenya renovate anaso mo kosi aye foforo na ache omuka so besi no aye since 2007 na 17 years any ana Valencia that time no more form pa ano mo yes o besi aye stadium asasena dawa ba besi na me no kasai yes afedo mama go ahead na omo wi a ebe fedi pan 70,044 a car ombabo aye 300 million euros ano aye car ombabo no mo sit no ba bia betena bia no ya cover so na Chelsea stadium normally you ba bu on ma to ma ya na wi show ensu oto a na ebo na so edie wo mo sit pa 70,000 and 44. Baby, I'm a Fabiano. Woman, I covered. I know, I update a free almost what they bound 7 yet the Emmy for say Aquadana, your friend Piotr Zielinski, no, Bassa Funny and Komo Kwakofa, Bassa Janum, I had 2020. Number before 4 years, I had before 2020, no, I had 2016. Say Jurgen Klopp, yes, or some private jet. Someone Kofa Kuran Emma the South time. No one and I just was saying, and some Adamana Poli no bonnet ball. Adama Denisi Timno, private jet, a coin. No so Bwana catch a club, I say, on your ready so about Ama Liverpool or Konopoli. 4 years later, Bonsa, Omuka Omobaye, Womusem on the place, Makoma Komiensa from La Masia, Ebekao, Naswa Casa Onkobe Bia, Obeste our Napoli, and no, I yes Yaliski Asama, what you call to Jana Atalanta, Womukochanom, I a Giampiero Gasparini, or run say Ballon d'Or. Ni vote alcohol Adjama Adamola Lukman was a Lukman a make difference. I was Europe anymore. One of my homogeneity say I was so turn about animal be undoubtedly. I was so to abano and some Adama Kodana fans Adamola Lukman were brano and some Kake Frimo and some Aba Sansan yet yet of Fenina Sonafe Yamfasina Yamana Yemeshim.
From the very bottom, and it's not going to be easy. No. Liverpool took how many years? Arsenal is still in here. Arteta is making amazing progress.
He is, yes.
He's not achieved nothing yet as well as they've done. What have they won? You understand?
The bridesmaids.
Yes, so that's what I mean. So it's a process. They haven't played Champions League football for a number of years, and Arsenal was one of the most guaranteed teams to play in the Champions League under Arsene Wenger. You understand? Like for every single season, no matter what season they have, they guaranteed that they're in the Champions League. And boom, and it just stopped. So then they went to a really process where Unai Emery came, failed.
Yeah.
Bezana BBI find here.
I do my hearing experience now.
I'm a voice in a scene.
Oh, yes.
Struggle, Papa.
I'm pairing Tiana, Pepper, no Visa, form, and Yam for me on minimum from Mouse. Aha, yes, I will squeeze. Squeeze, you know, problem. Fancy.
Korokodiano so a feed I in a pick months a month for Bissell Facebook. I just Sudanese players me no more ya shy. I don't really can't cancel on send this car. And a club no so Bayamo Modomo for Baco corner or Modasona say.
Stay with us now.
My bum.
Yeah, Bafia and some more.
Sudan drew US.
Korokon some more. Okay, to be some headline back on the intimate baba. Fancy. I think, sir, there has been stories about who becomes the next English manager after what Lee Casley, the Akosuno. In the first place, Lee Casley and Kasana mentioned who is on the manager to take England to the promised land.
There be only also also go back to another 21
the level. Fancy, wouldn't the Americans ask him? Mexico winning game against Greece and Conquer Assem no. A game no Lucity at Greece no. And a mass answer simply pay free and Mubaya or Bekan just to put himself away from the pressure. What am I say? In the history of the English national team, they've always anticipated, say, Obi oye English ba no be fair dwuma no na odi omukọ tournament a omuji tum ye se nipa kro no ebe bo omu amomatimi agi bibi de esi omu na so because they say no obi a country obekọ ba bibia no odi ne krom nipa na eye. But yansha in recent tournament, major tournament where England feels that they have an opportunity to win. In this instance, o check ready now her World Cup day bana fancy in the last few years World Cup ayabo 2006 Italy na World Cup omu coach no a foreigner na say no fi Italy. What am I say? You come to 2010 World Cup. It is 2006 2010 World Cup South Africa Spain ebeje meboa Spain age no mu coach ni free
local
near 2014 Germany age na coach ni free
local
2018 France na hwan
local
2022 na hwan
local
then obeko 2002 and yenya Brazil a oje World Cup a Portuguese ene de omoje meboa Luis Felipe Scolari ni about the Euros o check the Euros ni din ya Euros na san ya ba bebo in 2004 Greece ba beje no Greece at the foreigner na the Euros 2008 Spain de omo hu nipa 2012 Spain de omo hu nipa Euro 2016 so you look at the trend that has gone on in terms of the history of Euros and even the World Cup. Normally, the answer na beti magic tournament this year now. So this all do club nipa na yede. The closest England has come ever to the title of winning the World Cup or even the Euros has always come from nipa baako Gary Southgate offering England. Inti when there is an argument about the English national team and who should become their next manager, na omo kronim insiste ehwe ni mu se yemfama obi ofri kronim a mindi omo chinie. But on the face of the pink sheet and as ye din komo ne de nyoma tonsanie ni e we reality na reality ni kire say England has failed to produce top coaches in recent times.
Yeah.
So even if say oh obi de na free wo side amana pie di aba when am rest assured say foundation na ye lay na wo ditumi say Gary Southgate enya ade no nipa kro ni betimi ato aso the results na brew. I've always said say their project na omo ye etoto nioma ni ene nioma gu onom e making sure so many players be eno a me wo say nwa Sadiq Adams posti England na 15 omo la na apubi so wo say na ko pama wo
na madueke
wo Jamal Musiala mu nyina ene emu mienu bo the England national team na omo mo.
Yeah.
Yanko the under 17 and emudodo saying about the main England national team no dodo na ebo but what they have failed or what the project has failed to give them is coaches which they are struggling and Italy pe coach a omre Sene Spain pe coach a onya dey omre and Germany obi sa obi wo bench because see ano ohwe De La Fuente no wo Spain na Sene De La Fuente decided say on coach biema on the bench no Luis Enrique wo meboa Pep Guardiola kase won coach City be say come back to Spain team na go coach here. Onye good coach. It is Spain for main team. Necessary how bench say krom in terms of even coaches. Now with Italy, if today Luciano Spalletti tells us say adwuma no on team nya bi ma Simone Inzaghi ni wo. Thiago Motta team nya adwuma no. Omo bench wo hono mo sa wo coaches wo hono Antonio Conte kura be sa obesa nyana adwen kura so obesa aba. Claudio Ranieri wo ja adwuma. It is wo main line up na wo bench. Obakra na asa behwe other nations bi atoto aso bobo na na Argentina kra no mu decide say omo ma Scaloni coach team ni biem Diego Simeone onya adwuma na Diego Simeone team ni Argentina national team adwuma no hwe bench no ubetimi akasa all of these things about some of these nations where you tip them someone you tip up Germany Jurgen Klopp to bench okosan contract for Red Bull or they assume say our clause one me betimi breaki se ka so ngo coach the German national team Hansi Flick ni wo iti shall be on the bench near England. I'm also claiming say we are say buy born no na de buy. And I just say why Frank Lampard the post schools ana. And I'm the mama Steven Gerrard. John Terry wo ho ana mo de adwuma de be ma no. And I yankopa we ru ni cho ne fa adwuma ne ma no. That is the place the English national team.
Mo abobo mo de ni mo nya ade
themselves. Oh, on betima ya adwuma no.
Mo nya ade.
Ah, we ru ni timi England national team adwuma.
Ru ni bay.
When you coach Derby County ba apply mo.
No, say no si fair.
The coaches national team adwuma dey say nya adwuma bi ya bia wo.
The national team be relegation, Rooney.
Na Lampard eh.
Mention so mu nyina anya ade.
This tells you the quality that. So when you hear the news you say
some passports,
they are ready and they are making sure say at least omubenya Thomas Tuchel amana be adwuma dey amomo na no me better na me ka say be omo project no ma yedru no they need the last time yenya so obi push as a foreigner that was Steve Goran Eriksson the Don Fabio Capello ma be omo adwuma dey ko but o hwe adwuma Gary Southgate so be na you need someone to take them to the next level and someone who knows the quality and say in the England national team now there's a lot of diversity sort as here most of the players no move away from even typically the English Premier League to other leagues. They are core part of the team. No, and one was say bedroom maybe another door now outside the country because already there is Jude Bellingham, there is Conor Gallagher. What must I say? First, it was very difficult to have an English international who plays outside the league. Amount for value is but this time around, they keep even including their captain now. Because some captain is here can with him and Germany. That is what their captain is. So that is and they Real Madrid depend number 2. Say in commodity and sound say bibi timi si kura na say yenya Trent Alexander-Arnold na o movie out of Liverpool. Ono so mo outside England na. The future of Kopama might lie with Chelsea. But do you think Kopama better not Chelsea for 9 years? Edru maybe na so movie a hen fan obeko. So there is a lot of diversity coming in, and most of these guys are picking up ideas and they are picking up strategies to move outside the country and learn a lot and then come in. And I'm sure they'll be about the Dutch national team. And the quality they have, and the kind of strikers they've had. I'm a Marco Van Basten and Kasana Fancy Di Maria. Say a Bakasa, Kasana no problem. We about one as a Kasana was slow. But open player no dim nine bopa. Marco Van Basten is your ideal number 9 you could have. No BBA. Entry, go share. Ability to occupy space. None. In recent times, the ability for the Dutch national team to produce strikers is questionable. And I'm heard Dutch national team ni diano. Yeah, he's exit free man. Why never Brian Broby?
No, not Ten Hag has open.
Na Ten Hag na mukra na ho da asemu onu kran nya ma no so. Mike, I can't. Oh, yemfa yi wine mayo.
Now
yemfa yi wine mayo. Yemfa baba ne mayo.
I feel a macra blade no.
Yemfa yi wine mayo. Yo. And first, me have Brian Broby or Ben. They need a goal. Then I ask myself a lot of questions. Is this where the national team has come in? And Ronald Koeman no Jinan changing, and I was like, Debbie. And Michelle, how they were lacking the cutting edge. Tijani Randers didn't anymore. Not done no privy to. I think said this time around they should go back, look at Ajax, look at PSV, force them or help them, push them to produce a top striker for them. Because Zexi is not your number 9. I will say this again. It's not your number 9 because I'm not saying Zexi as
yes.
2 different things.
Yeah.
Zexi is not your typical ideal Dutch number 9. So I'll be here almost on Sabbath me account man as over to my home. What do I say? But he's your. They use the word 9.5. On your people no timibo. And me Mudin, and I feel like they need to start producing as soon as possible. I think the Dutch academy producing top talents. From Robin van Persie pass, the last striker had your choir will walk up, waba, then the Brian Broby. And unless you say this one, you should Gapo as the number 9, then you look at Dennis Undav for Germany, Enra. You see, this is a player that have gone through Brighton and Hove Albion. I know that PMO Stuttgart. Now he has become a striker. Germany will have to rely on him most of the time due to what Kahavet the moment because Kahavet is only number 9. But it looks like an interesting story to have a player. I don't know, moving from Brighton and Hove Albion to the Germany Bundesliga. He's not playing for Dortmund. He's not playing for Mönchengladbach. He's not playing for Leverkusen. He's not playing for Bayern Munich as the number 9, but he's playing for Stuttgart. And under the sole responsibility has come on his shoulders. And the quality it means that Germany has a lot of options in the box to pick out from. And I'm so happy for him because he's going to become a top. And you're about Victor Gyökeres Mudi. Say number 9 and Kasapa number 9 5 we are so many Bobo Hamudi. Or the Wafu and the Bobo Hamudi say. You can say you top 9 strikers we are here. What if Dennis Undav Tunche, you rank here and number 9 Cromwell popular. I'm talking about out and out number 9 I'll be your move.
Yeah.
Obeka Vito Simen, Victor Gyökeres. What do you want Boniface Kakra? Due to Adia Oyewo, Leverkusen, Hurricane, Robert Lewandowski. Where you know other me patrol, Mr. No me can't tell me say me the Lewandowski ni Hurricane akoto actually.
Yeah.
Where you know other. We said the amabubo nyina no open and number 9 why ding. Football has evolved to a certain extent and now we are so much enthused about who links up, who becomes a 9.5. But a typical old-fashioned number 9 strikers, Barcelona should be very vigilant and attentive to whatever that is happening around Ellen Holland. And they should snap up. Because the face of those number 9s na obi owiase, and it is fading out. I say number 10. Say number 10 tete what the ni BBMO. Say the near city who Pablo Aima mo, Roberto Baggio mo, sometime be they came up proper trequartista fantatista, Rui Costa, Kaka. This guy, Yenebi was system nimbium. Now football has tended to become more 4-3-3. It's about roles now. Not about typical positions where it brought out the qualities of a player named so number 10. First, you say Kwasi Ansha 10. Who's a player at 10? No, Jina 10 out of Bopa.
Yeah.
Who's Bopa? So that one has faded out. Our wingers is still intact due to how our formation is still like that. So insisted say we have to have wingers touching the line, which is the 4-3-3. Now no crane drum rebinika 4-2-3-1 ne be say because 4-2-3-1 no or wingers no nye wingers directly o omo ye attacking wingers and also more drift ba emu kakra Mike Becker just say wing forwards. They will cut in most of the time. They are forwards on bem. By certificate te ho donadonimu a obenya winger no original touch line no ho do be fall line so no awoso no dream kana de kire bi no edin. How Cristiano Ronaldo started Ryan Giggs. These guys. Sean Wright Phillips. So okay. Into omunya wontetem wan so a Gabriel Agbala ho oni asilong nyawa na carry ujinani mu a ye ball cross no de apempanyan eno no ebi da so ho due to 4-3-3 net eno kra yesa movie omokra de wing backs it is the old fashioned number 9 so free system ni yehwe ni ye yehwe ni ye pa ene Lewandowski ni ken mu free system ni mu a em say 9.5 won kwa na e ba ko form de omaba teams ni 9.5 phone kwa and it is a huge issue enya bia Kagana cry striker cry nim de obo 9 Black Star cry nim de obo 9 nim de osefata 9 because nipa ne bo obo free rings no akati no aba be shoot di aba be ko it is if Germany is looking forward and looking at these kind of profiles and players for them because after Miroslav Klose they've also found it difficult to have a typical number 9 and they used to use Thomas Müller in a number 9 position. But I feel said this is the time they've gotten a player in Undav that could also come in and come and help. Once a players they be to free international games in the movie bre. Se no crown obi kra about 30 minutes and wash that on the 9. And no here salai. Obo bonus and ID no atenase. There are a lot of players who are finding out issues or finding excuses to rule out. I don't know if this can send a signal to FIFA, but they are not seeing it. I'm sure November international break no grow munya one player kra man ma top player. Jomu the local players na boss team. Jomu the local players no and the boss wie. And it will be interesting to watch out for what will happen between Spain and Denmark. And Chebia na only Ghana social Denmark for no once and komo kope. Or say there be. I'm looking at how the La Fuentes team will cope without Rodri. Esibako. With the Euros. But the survival quest in terms of missing Rodri and Dani Carvajal, I want to see how he fits into that. He has become so successful with the Euros around the Spanish national team, which say many Diamano waiting Kodana one more opportunity within the team. But there's a certain standard where he needs to meet or he needs to carry on. And that standard stands for this place. And everyone will be looking forward towards that. I think Denmark gives them a huge competition tonight to assess. Because whom are now on PMA Hoiberg regional Finfino, Omonian Kodaketwa. And in the absence of that, I want to see how Fabian Ruiz, Zubimendi, most of these guys are going to pick up. Then you look at the right back now. Spain after Carvajal, I'm asking myself who comes in as their best right back. As almost so who actually more that particular position this is Lucas Vasquez money the ombo two no and now mo kono ma ko hwe mu ana nkoda ne bi o ma fa two ni ba ko no aba be ginam di ama mo and this is what I'm looking forward to say ombetima hu inkofo ba be replace omo then there's going to be Poland and there's going to be Portugal. That is one game many be oba many better oba the reason why I'm many ta oba na say me no I'm a firm believer that sports Portugal was so much closer to winning an international trophy again with Fernando Santos until there was a certain level of confusion between the players Nibi and the coach. At the World Cup, they had a perfect squad to deliver and do something. But unfortunately, in Tokwa, Weber getting the needed balance for this, because if you mention their players' names, these are world-class players. Because what Jao Palina, or Jao Neves. Now Ruby Neves or Mumiensa et Statia. Also, another set of players or Musubit Mabama Bestati. Even Danilo Pereira. I don't know what the Saudi League, you know. Or only Timibo as a number 6. Not to even talk about Bernardo Silva, who could also drift into the midfield. So, position be almost out of Vitinha. Then there is Bruno Fernandes. Even in their midfield, no feel 2 solid 3 central midfielders. I will say you are more different nations on started. Not to even talk about Diego Jota. Cristiano Ronaldo also retire. And very free. That's about time with your team. And me, I don't begrudge him when it comes to the national team. There are some players be on at the club side. We can say whatever we want to say about them, especially when they are playing in Saudi or whatever they are playing. But when it comes to the national team, it is very difficult to rule them out. Ebi baby maybe not London Donovan. Oh, she said the US national team, they'll call him. Because when it comes to the national team, he gives you a certain level of goals. Be a winner. Olivier Giroud. No, be any said a real day. Abba. But so the Olivier Giroud Sabesha national team normal day.
Quality.
More quality. As someone no club, it we no club. Well, club or no bossy. But Afcon drew na someone to bench crano yare crana in the bob day. So these are the pedigrees. Me, if Ronaldo is even going to retire, I expect that the Portugal national team will be the last place Ronaldo to be retired. Yes. I expect Cristiano Ronaldo said the Portuguese national team will be the last timer or they will retire. So you look at the quality they have, and they are coming up against Poland. I believe said they also need to set an example and make sure someone sabit Macari results. Benny McCarthy same now all canon. Over Manchester once I near Indiana.
Also on your hobby.
Debut, I know real Jumano once I near NDA. You know, he's opening up another phase of the problem of Manchester United. It raises a lot of questions, more than answers. What do you mean? I shall say, what they can interview Biaman about one thing. Obeka say, Ophili say, Eric Ten Hag, any the passion and the charisma. Other coaches one. Or did you say no problem with Tia? Resource in Shadam Massad your movie some open.
Yeah.
But tactically, no one is say Eric Ten Hag is very good. Then what's up another interview? In this interview, you tell us say on the training grounds, players in the training no more and your man no more and fancy di Maria. I hate to say we are so much be on bet my day. I say ni pakro. But when you bedroom park and so money in the SC. Na be dane. Which means on one part you think Eric Ten Hag doesn't have passion and charisma. On the other part, you think the players are a problem. And this is where it gives me a lot of questions about what is happening within Manchester United. And where you'll be at, because he was closer to the first team. Baby, a first team, oh, he's a former player. And wasa born wasa bobida. So he knows how players feel. He knows how players react. He knows everything that goes on. Then it's making me convinced as to the reason why Ineos are reluctant to sack Eric Ten Hag as soon as possible. Because Ineos, the technical director in Jesse Wilcox, and then short, team no training grounds. What am I say? They will look at what happens on the training grounds. They will look at the routines. They will look at the kind of, because Eric Ten Hag by 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. No, sorry. So if it is so, then Jesse Wilcox and then short will always go and report to Braceford Mo and no matter that was there be. So imagine Benny McCarthy as someone working. That is the same thing now. Even Dana Short and Jesse Wilcox Becker in detail. If you say in yours, better take action and I won't take it.
Some passports.
Manchester problem is Duabwabem, Sebi. Because Entiasianim. Team let me say Matty David here.
Say Ferguson first season Caribbean come up Pamonti.
Now where in the third season, Eric Ten Hag third season.
Or see easy from the outside. Bobby very simple, so Monty as say can work in progress. But as Nana, I'll take the edge man.
Ateta na do Ateta nyoma
Ateta nyere Ten Hag get trophies but mu ka Ten Hag mo ja
potato no antena
Benny McCarthy na ka
mama potato no antena
Benny McCarthy na ka na nyame.
Adenti na mama Pochettino asa.
Pochettino onya de. Ten Hag ya de.
Yate.
Sompa Sports.
Mike.
Fancy.
Oh, me wa paswa me we wa wo hwana so trim.
Be you joada. E mana how.
Meyi.
What she suit near baba o.
O de bi meyi na me amede aba. David.
Wo be na wo de aba. Na wo me hye ba o.
The studio is not a barbering shop.
You be proud.
Ti me ba Monday no me twa ho kwabo na me de eyi na fa ho.
Fancy.
Aboso.
Obetimi edede nyewe sebe o share enye ye no share bo office.
O share ahwefo ene atiefo.
There can be a depiction with studio, but a really part of me mamu yin studio.
Enye ye ne
be studio for obvious reasons.
O da bi enyi go. Bebe yi bia se camera sisu.
Nyoma mienu kon sammo re. Eni se wo jago baby.
Ye ni nyina. Entu de bebe yi bia live camera.
Eni ameyi.
David.
Me here.
Open yes.
The danger is that you are showing
Mo de camera ne beba.
Me here to try tiri ho.
Oh yeah, dey.
Ne ehunu say be a man of your word.
Crocodile machete.
Baby I will be a rep.
Oh no problem.
You be video.
No problem. Oh, bet me video. But the make can say. And he said we no.
Oh, true. I'm Professor Kora pa. Obronia wa is Kora.
Fazi, I am touched. Unim da obewu.
Oh, there be end so be anymore.
Exactly the point. Enti amasa wo din kra aya na nsema wonka.
Yeah.
Lumba wanyumbi wase makra mo hwe na mo you get it. You listen to the lyrics of a song and it paints a beautiful story about life. Ade bia wa ahyase bia na wewiye enti won kwa wonya ahyase se ye wo ba no. Definitely there will be an end where people will also bid farewell to you. Yede wo ba and you were welcomed. Yaya o christening, yaya baby naming ceremony ni bibia dom ba beta wachi. Ukwa so a dom beta wachi. But sanka wonim kwan a wo bekọ ne da wo bekọ a ka eboa ma wotimi to ton kra ne ye, then you are given a befitting farewell even before you are lifeless. Eye na e ma ne de wewu enti emu ne we na da ho no enye wo ana wo da ho. De ti wo mu e ma wo ye nipadua no e free wo mu. Enti de omba be ni na no you will not see it with your eyes. Banka wonim da wo bekọ ene kwan a wo befa so akwa ene na oh wedding kan organize it. Enti na omu nyina ba begu na ene de omaka omu nsem ombeka de show. They display a beautiful gesture to bid you final farewell.
Sompa Sports.
I think Matthias ni wo na wewu no. Ewom se ewo ni ye yade but he will die a happy boy. And what is the story? The story is Matthias. Oh yeah, or suffer from a terminal disease. Na say yari ebekuno. Now onim say that say potino bewu onim the time he will also die. Similar to Sven Goran Eriksson the story. Yeah. He had just one wish. Kana bra bomu nyina no a France supporter. National team no wedi chase and ko benya akonya na ko ba ko hwe France national team match ba kompo. Wenye bi. Ana yare de na to owuo mpaso a oba bewu. So he had one wish and he carried it through a podcaster. Naruto na ohun so ogina boy ne nche o say Marseille video no. Marseille just in the channel no. Ana wakata so no. He's a podcaster. Omoye BBAB, they do gaming, they do entertainment, they do a lot of stuff. And the boy way story no touching no. So he adopted the boy like ononinia. And Naruto nene Matthias ne na chese omunam akwentu isu a ohwema bibia cosma no say oh okay fine. Oh yeah France supporter e player ba ko ben na da wakoma so no ball eye ba ko la din. Na omo contacte ba ko la ni team. Ana omo ye say send ye be ya Bakola betimi pay respect to the boy. So Bakola tie no onyo bi o he just brushed aside the story. Ana odin kan soma Jesse. So omo fan koma akode. Ana also promises a request a boy ni make he says Bakola that TV so or shegola especially with the France national team onye the M sign no and dedicated goal no
no Matthias.
And then Bakola granted the boy's wish. 5 hours or 6 hours ago, Matthias ewu.
Yeah.
On Kati as for who be on. Naruto ne crab be tweet here or the betu was say It's unfortunate, but he's communicating to the entire world. Say, Obi are not fan say ni enti no watro. C'est avec une immense tristesse que je vous annonce le décès de Mathias. Ne so catch Obi a say oh Mathias no but yaudie kese no they can offer say ono ane nua ketwa. Ana and they all communicating using the actual Obi. The original nchen no. Naruto ni nua. On in the podcast now, Moye BB album. That's what says Snoop Dogg baby no. So that is a story. Now, why would Bakola want to do this? BB wanna like BB a BCBano. I want to Bakola is a French boy, but he comes from diverse backgrounds. Ninchi every Togo, ni Papa Free or Eves, and Anemame every France. Now he grew up in an extended family setting where they taught them to be caring and loving. Onon kwani nuanom yensia emmema miensa emma miensa enti nua Malcolm Bakola say Obama Togo national team, and they've been together throughout this journey. So omoye family they are closely knit. I have a picture here, my name is Shadrack was a picture now where Bakola time up a year Leon a man of professional contract or more church and a contract named Diamano. He went with like the entire family. I'm trying to get a picture to Shadrach. Now on Fantos no be on the Nebusian phone in Anakoi. Nema mene papa nianum no makabo mum picture. So the family concept is imbibed in him. And as who grew up in such a large family, so I'm there Sunday Shadrach obeti me ato so. Okay. Adia ba ko e Chelsea care for each other. So many. Nini aba na ejina ho na akomia pe no mma na metimi ahwehwe ne manya ama no mode amon hwe mutu ansa na ma we are befi ma ba oh swansa ro eh we say Togo he ya akomia pe no ansa Sompa Sports ya akomia free enti back to the substantive issue. Omega say what, who are you? Pourquoi? Ozako biaso kwa because tu as te French de kakra. Mon ami. Oh Frenchman. Mon souhait. Comment tu t'appelles? So ça concept ni neuro mumu a what red domapa and so dia my boy na ye free fie closer to his mom, closer to his dad, but closer to his entire family, the aunts, the uncles, grandparents. Intintete amodi amano no. I just say emfa woni ni pesu anase nipa bia all bisa obibi sikeni ohiani ho. Just show love, show care to that person, and that is clearly what Bradley Bakola has demonstrated. And granted, a young baby boy in Kobe enim no Matthias and Bakola and Kobe enim no, but he's granted him that kind of audience, one man of that kind of following, and one more bia so active Matthias story and none of payeso ye kabi. And that is just the gesture Bradley Bakola displays. It will not just make him a fine footballer, but also a wonderful personality that will be loved by all for Adia, Washasia, or also Aye. Away from there, Hugo Viana has been confirmed, say, Oba Manchester City, almost sporting director. Nese Chiki Begistan Ekono, Viana Nebashena 9. He comes in with little experience outside Portugal. Nejumedeni inano, Belenenses and then Sporting Braga, Sporting CP. And to Portugal now we didn't Nejumedeni but City sees something in him, the prospect. Say Oba Sporting CP no. He has transformed the fortunes of Sporting on the pitch and off the pitch. Mekanisa. Na say ono Nejumedi odino. He has helped the club, one, to become a successful sporting team. Into Sporting CP under Hugo Viana as sporting director. They have won the league title twice, 2021 and the last season. Coach Odi Omudi Jumano, a Hugo Viana na kofa ne bai. So Ruben Amorim was a Hugo Viana signing. That aside, also the Taniano has ensured that Omanya a gradual progression of Sporting CP, omu youth players. Omotimia pin omo adiaba senior team ni mu a. Eda so omo ba bebo na omotimia GBB ana omo bebo no maton no manyiska. Baku ye Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes na ndo PSG obo Portugal omo 3 no. We na under way and omo promoting from the junior ranks into the team. Gonzalo Inacio. Yeah. Center back now, Liverpool, the same. And there are a couple of other players, they fall into that category. And as a young promoted from the youth ranks now, you better go fat ni low, na ya share ni high. Send you be a tonwa, you better turn your sonfa super. Into be the same Manuel Ugarte. I'm go fan from Famalicão. Famalicão go fan Ugarte from CD Furnace, Uruguay. I'm go find 5 million. And a Famalicão Thomas Sporting CP around 24 million euros. Abra Sporting CP Tom Ugarte, Diama PSG, near 60 million euros. Pedro Porro, a fan from Man City, on loan. And a torn for 7 million euros. Tottenham Bergin loan, and a torn Diama Tottenham 40 million euros in less than 2 years. Into when I say, or an eye, say, oh, way, metimia Tom, me who is still 1 year in Fasopa. And since he came, there has not been a single transfer window where Sporting CP aye business or net value no aye negative.
Saying so the next in line aye Victor Gyökeres. Good.
Now, he always brings them profit. Bruno Fernandes on a tono, Malo Ligati, Matheus Nunes, the old Man City is here on a tono ma Wolves, Pedro Porro, Mabone die, João Palhinha. Omuni na ye players Openi Odasui. 41 years, he has demonstrated the ability to spot talent, and then he would make the talent shine and then sell for a bigger fee. City, running the City Football Group. Recently, they started something similar. Julian Alvarez, Gabriel Jesus, Yako Formo, Yasho Mohai, so check the money that City spent on Alvarez and the money they recouped from selling Alvarez to Atletico Madrid. And the Quina City Namsono, a home sporting director no mafane the number, but experience no nibi. So they were wanting to join somewhere in 2025. Ombesia, Kakrebi, and Atiki Bergesten. Na onfasa nim dieno emfenjano. Or the January no ne Pep Guardiola no enso nyankita hodie. To me, I think this will be a deal. Vaiana no obenya son faswas in the City for no crabenya free no.
Oh yeah.
Because getting the opportunity to learn under Chiki Bergesten, it is not anything that you can undervalue. Then getting the opportunity to work close with Pep Guardiola and also Pep Buanepa, and then a bear enhancing the portfolio. Now he's entering into a football family. A big City Football Group no. It is not just the Manchester City we see. Oko New York now there is Girona. There are other investment in other clubs across board. And he is going to work in a wide football network where they're exposing. And the idea no nimye na was starting ye ewo Portugal no. Afe de Fabra never transforming across board and let there be a global impact. Fancy, I trust he can do that because scouts no mo ye adwuma or Sporting CP no. Or more a magnitude and drew dear a tier a City Football Group. So now on next cows a cuckoo dam or more a wide net and a codiduma and to players in your minya pa or more benya players in a pa, and he will help City to polish some of these players and sell them. Maybe crabby or one by City first team number or more better to normal tongue. And City will make a profitable business. It also shows the direction they are moving towards. Pep Betna and Pep Beko. I think in the absence or in the aftermath of Pep, City will take a different approach. Because Pep in Ifriwa, Omunya Nesesubion. Good. There can only be one Pep Guardiola, and others will try to emulate. There's Enzo Mares Camon, Eric Ten Hag. They will try to emulate Pep, but he is one.
I don't know different Ten Hag last season. I feel the century almost more than Lewandowski.
Ten Hag by say errors come to an end.
Errors come to an end. No, cause helpful. Uko to say tickets here we are.
So clearly,
Ten Hag, you mo be am pamuno. Obeyatin free.
Oh, he's a national asset.
Obeyatin free.
Netherlands or no, or you'll be at the hold him there. You better protecting the interests of the Hag or a national asset. Yeah, so back to the issue. So I think that or ko bebia ebebua. Now Pep nija hokwa. Again, this guy has showed that our the eye for sporting coaches who will fit a certain project. Sporting CP na nti say you. Na Benfica Porto. Ana Edi Jumedie no na omumom na omowosoro. So if Benfica wins the league for bare 2 seasons or a season, na Porto abeshem na Porto swaye. But with Ruben Amorim as the head coach of Sporting CP, almost a sudden narrative. Ana we no so bae no. Na Sporting CP sikasem enye. It was because of money. Our money. Ana buakrama a bit say Rafael Lia omuja oboboko no call a year Leo. They were in serious financial crisis. Now with Hugo Viana, the Americans were transforming their fortunes on and off the pitch. Now Sporting CP, in terms of finances, they are healthily run and they make good money. And then in terms of competitiveness, they are competing and winning in Portugal, and they are even demonstrating it in the Champions League. Clearly, Hugo Viana is special, and City will make him more known to the footballing world. Maybe a Portugal honor MPSA because a do na no many was so. But at Man City, it will expose him. Na man for who say, I'm parkway on Mejuma. We no by then of England ho. Born went to me ambo. Sir, the late Sir Bobby Robson. Now on Morino Yejumano. Our fan about Newcastle. There is a picture of him and Ronaldo. Now Newcastle Man United Babebo. When to me ambo born in England. So he did not excel in England as a player. But trust me, where he's going, it is likely he will excel as a top executive and then change the name Hugo Viana and England or by Newcastle, but I'm fat. But this time around, it will be Hugo Viana who will be part of the success story of Manchester City and also Beko. International window need me matuma dream. I won't follow anything again. Zambia, Chad. Me follow. I think players are not giving their all
for Tunisia at home.
Comoros. Me say I think players are not giving their all.
That one.
And I say, oh my bread, they've been pushed to a certain limit. Since you don't person
I say, as Omo Yama bite in a film.
Yeah.
Then if you fire emergency when you calendar.
Exactly. Intimacy.
Because you say September international break,
November.
October, November. So it's 6 matches in South Mountain.
At the time
I don't know season we are. Munti by 3 weeks and from both matches.
But even we are playing a lot of international matches. If you couple that up, I think maybe and Faye share just the club side, the national side. Club side so can. And UEFA changes. At Champions League, you play a game more than the previous games also. But first,
2 matches more.
Now you play 2 more games.
Yeah.
And baby out because more matches mean more money. But you see, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And the game now you're protecting the integrity. You're person football ni kone ni me ye deno. Ye disika peno ba be di enimu kanya. Afe na ma agudi enimu ani je. Enu mu nyoma pa ye nya no. Na afe yesote. The players are the principal actors. If they get tired and they don't deliver, football does not become as appetizing and entertaining as we can see. Seriously, there needs to be a forum to discuss this, and the players should move. Players need make move, no. Fifth Pro, they should be the ones to make that move and demand. So they need to sit down and find a way out. And yes, idea. After football, but when in Jehon, they said, I have developed that apathy for international games. Miampa, I have not watched a single match for this international window. Bako kra men share because Bibian kamesa men konko share. Too much football and not too many football matches. It can also be inimical to the growth of football.
Wo, me na say Mike, me ba aye coach no so na ma ba apostle ho. Betway a coach no enie F526 DA3 F526 DA3 second code F2 4F DB5 F2 4F DB5 a Betway no abashonade appear usika apostle
Mike, who Gigi Bonsam Sika, obeying with you.
Some passports.
Planet here. Who Gigi Bonsam Sika, obeying with you. Yeah. Me, I said, me kayache. Timer Sika for any big sponsors. I buy into clubs. And I'm because of football best because the demand on players, coaches, it doesn't make sense as to how they should meet expecting the target. Just like I'm running on business, football and tisa. But to me, every kick, now I see FIBA and coffee kick. Sanity. So unfortunately, there is if it's going to be even worse than this. And so we have to brace ourselves for that. And then football, and yet as expressed when people as used to be because of Sika. Now can I say players, Omujimu Kama, coaches who gin heavy. And some person ways some so team matches no so loss of revenue, team musical no so some better as any him. So that's the challenge. Now Tunisia game, you see, look, Tunisia did everything. I did back when some as a football born in Framo and match Biasune Musem. They played, look, Tunisia, about home games. All right, you lie. Tunisia, one of the themes are, but when it comes to qualifiers, they are one of the best on the continent. And yesterday, they paraded their best. They played everything. But the Comoros came to the party. They were disciplined. Yes, Mecca said, Edu baby, Yusuf Nsakinu. That is why he was swimming up today. He had two very clear-cut opportunities. Who were captain and experienced player. Those are the moments. Anything I could do is make an assembly and was like, "Oh, come to ban finish." No. In critical moment, you expect the top players with experience and quality to deliver. Some moments, now I said, "O minor kokwasum na uyi o minor free kwasum." But yesterday, Nsakinu was disappointing. Sav Jazu, the striker, was disappointing. Isa Laiduni was disappointing. This is an experienced top player from Esperance to Metz. So the coach was forced to take all of them out. Now say Isa Laiduni, who is the most regular player when it comes to the midfield, only Ellis Screening. Ellis Screening, he was coming from the bench yesterday. Now Hannibal Magic Nabima, do you know what that means? There be the experienced ones because of Munyadi. Now I'm for Hannibal Magic Nabima and the Ankuyi. So they met a team that came disciplined. Look, Omar Wamd, the Lyon centre back, and Mohamed Youssef, the Ajax centre back. Look, yesterday they did so well. And like I keep telling people, it's Comoros, but they are also having quality players playing in good leagues. And yesterday, faced Abdallah, the left back, any Omar, any Mohamed Yusuf, they played so well. Look, Iyad Mohammed, Fai Suleimana, they outran Isa Laiduni Fejani Sassi. Look, one of them, Fejani Sassi, we are of them, and the Fai Suleimana, found the Rafik Ahmada for the goal. And Bebiana and Amala Mamich P one that he made a mistake. But because he misjudged where the cross will be coming from, NMA go no by. But after the goal, pressure. But they defended so well. I'm so impressed with Said Bakari on the right, who now decided to be a right back, in addition to Mohamed Youssef, the right back. And then Abrante Yassin Bohani, the left winger, also dropped to now support Faith Abdallah. So it was like 2 banks of 4 defending against Mumbra. And they did so well. Goalkeeper Panda was brilliant. Goalkeeper Yejuma was this particular qualified and goalkeeper Yejuma. He came to the party, made 6 saves to keep them in it. For about 15 years, every decade and a half, they've not lost here. And they were confused. Now, for Joseph, who did the referee, listen, football, they sounded here. I thought myself said that should have been a penalty anyway. But that's one of them. Now, we benefit from a lot of said decisions, so I don't see why they should comply. So, Comoros, yes, have stunned the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. And Tiora to go New York, Niger 4-4, and Timmy right team, because of African football. You don't say that. For such results, and I don't say that. Comoros players and the Carthage Eagles. Was show twice. No one. And I'm the Comoros. The Carthage Eagles team. No, Comoros players and the statue.
Yes.
So football on African continent now. Assassin and found the BN din and Jumabium. Nigeria game. No, now the Nigeria game. Oto don't go here. The same pattern Sudan. The boy does the same thing. In fact, what Libya here say? Libya played 3 center backs. 3 center backs. 1. Abrantier Magde Opta. Yusuf Ali. Then you have a situation whereby Sanad Ali came and played there. And then you have Al-Dawi playing as a left wing back. Then they decided, say, now they'll play 2 pivots in front of the 2 center back. The 2 pivot, Basir Hassan and then Mohamed Haidem were there. Now, Omudi Sebi bodies they were blocking. Now, goalkeeper Murad Mohammed was phenomenal. Then Al Nari Naldin or no Albo as a left winger, Bekan unto number 3 number 7, number 11, number 3 no. Then you have Suleiman Hyde Subain also. So only one striker, Ahmed Ekrawa. And but the Nigerians probed. They probed. Look, indeed. And what they were doing was that because they came to frustrate Nigerians and see whether they could get a counter-attacking goal. Unfortunately, that did not because Nigerians were playing and dominating. Indeed, he was doing everything he has to do. Only Frank Onyeka who played, and then Alex Iwobi. They were playing. Look, brilliant performance from Simon Moses. He was the best game our ball in the 3 games that qualified. No, Simon Moses. He and Ademola Lookman were playing, were pushing over. About ball, keeper near Boba. So, August Negua decided to make changes, and the changes is that's a mark of a good coach. Changes was what changed the pattern of play and then brought the goal. So Samuel Chukwueze, Frank Onyeka, Efremo. Now, what they did was that Chukwueze came to the right, then now Moses came more central, and Ademola Lookman was at the left. Then decided, okay, maybe Abrantier Fasil Dele Bashiru, or he will be filmed, not Dele Bashiru. Dele Bashiru a direct player and also aggressive or a speed star. Who say I will be debut a person proper ball also where they come more direct. Then he made sure that then he brought Tai Awonini who is more mobile than Victor Boniface. And he already Tai Awonini now when he was withdrawing and then Moses goes out for as a center forward. And so those movements any switching of play, statistics critic cracks our Libya defense. So that great moment came when Odi Rafael Onyedika Ebemu, indeed. In fact, Rafael Onyedika box to box. So Onyedika now was adding up to the order of 6 players in attack. Then that pass to Moses Simon, who cut infield brilliantly. Also, Moses was phenomenal dribbling ability and pace.
Decision making here.
Brilliant. And Jojama and Dele was also Dele Pashonyen Sankofona boy a proper spirit Debbie. And to man na sawa. So the old Kai coach from Pomanso Nyokai no. Odias here. It's the same thing. In fact, the Libyan wall look at the numbers. By the end of the day, they found a way. Almost persevere.
Yeah, the any excuse cry.
Oh, massa. Almost finding a way to put the ball there. They've won the game. And so that's wonderful. Now, we share Shadrach's table no Nigeria table no. Now clear because of this win. So Nigeria now 7 Benin almost share Rwanda by 3-0. It's good to see Steve Mooney back. I mean, good old Steve Mooney in the team. Andres Otunji. Andre Jotuji Asani Imoru. They scored 3 goals. Brilliant performance from. So now Benin keep the pressure on Nigeria. Now South Africa. I'm happy for Hugo Bruce. They be a mechanic.
Say be more club side.
Say Papano. Here Unim said before Van Grand Bebana Ora Oseko Pama. Never for Hugo Bruce aba. I was one of the people who supported Hugo Bruce. Yes.
Juma.
Look. He's a top class coach. Top. Now, let's go into the game. Game where a game, I won't say South Africa qualifies. No, I'm Uganda, I'm draw 2-2. And I'm going to pick 3-2 against South Sudan. And the game when I'm going to say, Ronald Williams said complain about I'm consider 4 goals. So they need some more improving. And there was no reliable centre backs, 2 Napra. So now the coach has to think between Rushin Dudley. And then normal Rushin Dudley, a boy, that young, talented centre back, Omani boy with Grand Kekana. Once again, and maybe I'm explaining something, but the first goal, brilliant. Now, Oswine Apollis here, a Polokwane City winger. Once again, coaching to spot good talent. Oswine Apolli, brilliant understanding between Tebo Mokwena. Look the first goal. Oswine Apolli, beautiful cross. Tebo Mokwena. Now, Oswine Apollis again, brilliant cross, and then Tebo Mokwena. First 2 goals. As is on Tebo, I plan B, baby. First 2 goals, Tebo Mokwena. Ashe. Then Batusi Obasno, or a replacement for Talante Mbata. I watched 2 goals for national team, both qualifiers. But we're and to Antimi. So it's good for the coach to bring such a player from Sundowns to replace the Orlando Pirates player, Talante Mbata Wamba. Now, coming into this, with this the first time, and then he played him with Tebo Mokwena in the midfield. Guess what? He had his goal again. Once again, who is the supplier of the cross is Oswine Apollis. 3 assists from Oswine Apollis yesterday. 3. Now, Lil Foster, go now, Lil Foster, Elias Mokwena, about Esperance. He's now player the right winger. The reason why this particular goal, here coach, say already South Africans media, Ninkofokasa say, Chegofasho Mabasa is a young talented player that is scoring. Now, why are you bringing Burnley player Lil Foster and the coach even a press conference admitted said he has confidence in this boy and he was going to score. That's what you post in a coach. The confidence that when people above a particular player will be on Kanasem, Ebasa can't be on. Then before the game, who said Jalen Adams, one of the young emerging midfielders, coach dropping for indiscipline. So the whole narrative about this game said, even though Congo are not doing quite well, but what the coach has done with this, bring on Ekram Reyners and this young man from Sanda. Every match Oshego. Ekram Reyners. Who just Sanda's game now? Every game Oshe. And then the national team, when he had a point from the bench, he scored again. Wonderful performance for South Africa. But once again, Coach Hugo Bruce Achese, first of all, Mangoba Mankiti, this is a top player both at the AFCON and for your club. Only no personal issues in New Zealand. Wabon match be a masan now. This is But coach confidence in him, use him. He plays so well and gave him brace. I'm elogiating the quality and near coach And this look, and he's so happy because on Nimnientia Sebi send me quality. Only fans we a quality player, only so a quality player for national team. I come back now club side because assistant coach in the do 2 bench. And now Dr. Kumalo Swabe can say Sebi CS started CFA 2 bench before the World Cup qualify in November. Now there are 3 matches as a Tebo Amboa as a coach dropping Polokwane City, Sekuna United, Cape Town City. So where you have vindication and statement making game for no say me Mambokra Muma me pojin na me cham se me ball. And I go Mangoba Monko to any way. That's what it's that for. Now let's go to Cameroon. And now unfortunate incident. I mean, yes, the game was solid. I mean, brilliant. And now Cameroon at display star-studded performance. They play so well, so well. And now Nana didn't even have, anything to worry about. They played so well. Sports. But for the incident, Vincent Abubakar once again, and your penalty, but his contribution to the game at Chelsea, even though he's going 37, the Cameroon national team will need about 2 years from him again. Because you see, as we speak now, it can be because of our injury. And now you see Monin Gamelo now coming back from injury to come to the team. Brian B. Monso about time Shego national team is now getting there, or Bemu to be somebody who is also involved in good contribution like Enego or share. So yes, Martin Hongla, don't say no about Baleba, Carlos Baleba, no ball Anguissa and Martin Hongla. Sorry, I say in the midfield. Then Bray Brian Ibimo, and then now Christian Basogog has proven that opportunity na coach Nima he scored to affirm that. The unfortunate development I see here, Christopher Wu, this player I said is the future of Cameroon centre back. Historically, Cameroon were a lot of centre back. Also, Omar Gonzalez, World Cup. And now Jean Castelletto, NB Uniframe. This young man, 6'3", Obama Renino, he's 23 years, but his intelligence, his ability to judge well, 1v1 to the reading of the game, area ability, he's good. And then a coach, by the Michael Ngadri, experienced player, to be able to guide him. And that is unfortunate, sir. This incident happened, but I believe, sir, and then you come back to the national team. But now I'm happy for the fact that Muming Gamelo Mwa coming back, Pierre Kunde, Omano Prepper, so Cameroon team no, who say is getting up to shake. They will bounce back to be the dominable Lions they used to be. So that's good for them. Senegal, Papa Thiaw. First game for Papa Thiaw, a passive distinction. Now, Adibakwa, which is the wise thing to do, is say, Obaye no, on say, he's looking at the future. Senedian, or drop Eduardo Mendy. At the Senedian Shasia, Minister goalkeeper no. Now, but he kept the back four. So Musa Niakiti, Kaldu Koulibaly, because of experience. And already no mobile no performance no fear Ranje. We had 3 points. And you feel no best Sanema Bibri. But he did something very good yesterday. That he started Papa Gay, and the young, wonderful, brilliant Lamine Camara. Now there's another one who is there, Papa Matassa and Habib Diallo, and then Habib Camara. These are the future midfielders, 2022-21. So and no shasi maye who say or the Colano shasi ebebo. And I was happy for Afabula idea. This is not the first time he's scoring, so I don't have a problem with that. Pamajoy Sadio Mane scored, Ishmael Sarr passed, Papa Gay scored. The most important person at the Americans I want to be scored for the team after 17 appearances is Nicholas Jackson. Because Onune the face man in Niwa Onune said or take charge.
Yeah.
So for all this 17, all this appearance, Enko, sometimes he did crossbar. I remember Omni Burkina Faso. He played so well, hard chance missed. And to a year very good for him. So he celebrated it so much, but I don't know what it means to him. That the hair apparent to Sadio Mane. Now Enko, but now with this, the Bumpire said, I have a lot of confidence. And you can also talk about Brighton and Matuli. The incident on Sadio Mane, Mareka, but then yes, so I'm happy for Nicolas Jackson that he's done a great job. What time, man? Can we every coast? Can speed no any. Angola so your mad. So if you check, so Senegal. I
know Angola also say two. Yeah, was somebody
no. The dynamics is just simple. You either be Sudan or you're out. That's the only thing. Only be
no, say Monday.
Angola gone 9.
Yanshe Sudan.
Angola gone 9. Angola 9 points. Do you understand me? So you beat Sudan or forget it. Because the only home game or again Niger. Never got this here. Ubeko Angola. So you beat them or forget it. That's the only option we have. Ivory Coast, you want to come.
Well, Apostle says, I know personally, because Santoro Como Hotel or US, Sudanese place, Nimienu, Omo Shy, Omo Jakba. Na striker Abdul Karim Yagub, and defender Esmat Al Hassan. Omo Miriam say, Omo Philly, Auntie. I'm say club no home babes na no pena say banai no ho say ya ba later na fam say anu akwa edinti story na say koroko Sudanese players ni mienu o ma dwane African camp e o US.
That should have been anticipated.
O say
should have been anticipated because the country kuntokwa, and if you have such players in the team, of course, because they're coming. So I'm saying all this should have been anticipated, yeah, because all players are mukro kuntokwa. And you are going to the best country in the world. And they have visas to go there with the team. So you should anticipate that. I mean, you should anticipate it. Sanka, a chrono BBA, and so that's fine. But immediately there's war. You should anticipate, say, when they get to Udiomuko, Europe, I mean, or Germany, or you go to Netherlands, England, above all the USA.
Wow.
Because I'm saying that there's war. And the easiest thing to do for a citizen of a said country is to seek asylum when you get yourself into a very good country. And so they should have anticipated, the managers of the country should have anticipated this. That we have a contingent made up of 2 nationals, someone from a country war torn as we speak now. So when they go, yes. These are all part of club administration that you need to pick up certain, you need to be proactive about some of these things.
News no say clubs club nem penny for no share almost say and be safe and
but it also raises issues of security.
Okay.
Because you see, at the hotel, matters of security should come up. Because Obian to me, these are players. And yes, almost to me free hotel without any trace. Especially considering the development of Samo Free, we into club and then the tourism authority for the FA4 what mechanism not put in place to avoid this? Because unless this this was not anticipated, but the way I anticipated that they should have made provisions say because some players mean a bet me and I'm more too near to prevent that. So it raised a lot of security concern about the hotel because, like I said, it was not anticipated. It was anticipated the provision will be made for that. They didn't anticipate that said development will happen. And I can say, for instance, they don't on the club. So immediately, citizens are almost free a crowd to call us. I'll call be a crowd there was super. It should raise alarm. Should raise alarm. So then those 2, then you drop them. Or don't send them to even take the visa in the first place.
It's a salam no crown, so it's very simple.
Easy.
And you're born no more jai bana.
Tokwa cause one mukru
So no more be jai born bana.
Tokwa cause one mukru. Now America was born all these fancy. Debut.
College is the enemy crowd about Bejisika.
Some passports. Or Jaibo Crown or Yejuma. What are you talking about? And it's all learning process of our game.
And you to say no more bomb pass on visa.
They should have gone for the interview in the first place. Like I said, if the club should have anticipated that and get some come. Get some can contingent on visa on. Because you see, after asylum seeking there, Abrafon they immediately in Tokwa was like near course between Israel and Lebanon. One time. So one they didn't anticipate that. So they didn't make provisions for it.
They say the apostle can so could deeper. Fine. Yaboma Kotoko, ABS sign a 1 year or 2 seasons contract. So at the end of your contract, now see a son go back to Sudan. I also need a Kontokwe.
I have my reservation about the whole process. And when I'm in my boss discuss I have my reservations about the whole process and how everything went. Fancy. Say obi tifie na so utia. Madaroma twa so ben ye kakra. The tia asem na see me boss the one were quite restricted, which I respect the privacy you want.
Only resemble one more.
And I respect the privacy.
Some passports.
Agreed. But I didn't nyina say. One obeji league bia na edoko. The procedure to take someone for the tournament. It is so Obibaji League near Wamodia. FA4 league no. It is anybody that goes through the route of the league in terms of processes for the tournament. I was a GFA4 in a day. It take charge. Because a yomu league or money Ghana tourism for no and a beka boom. Ashe says hard in Nkoso. But in this instance, Fancy, in this instance, what I mean, the best no ni ako break naba. In this instance, mentoaso, okay. In this instance, Fancy, Omarene say, Yanfa League, and they determine whoever is going to represent us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Democracy Cup, which is organized.
An arrangement between Parliament and the Ghana Tourism Authority.
Okay.
So for the first time, the FA has to change what we initially said. So that's what because Parliament came in.
Okay, that is what I want to establish. Say, the tournament in Edo this time around, no, any the league. parliament for ne sombe democracy camp mo bo wia ni
so no mo ba be hye ho
enu no mo ba be hye ho
okay
we have already stated that. I'm only saying say what the
league no
and in terms of facilitating your mobile because league near GFA for Nedia. It's your money about Boamas and your money in a day. What they call. But this time around, it comes to the parliament, which means whatever that is around the tournament now, who now watching that also will go through no. The organizer of the tournament in Wamo.
Yeah, parliament.
Any GTA for a cabo meboa. So you go to them, it's also parliamentarians, the GTA for a boa. The GFA might come in because maybe they have 1 or 2 experiences, but it is not mandatory for them. They only offer a hand. And no can request an mobile fee. But Nippon Casamoya to also be so do be 2 coin. Mena me do 2 coin fancy di Maria. Me say for a passport and I way am do be 2 coin. We are the only sort of passport be day. Ebe brem bibi account bi ameka cho say bi akofa we na me menye day. Bypass it. Nipa na ono no organize a tournament na oje no. To go to a different person.
Anya say nipa na one and
kenimu. So, koro company for no bypass the parliamentarians and the GT at some point in time. Yes. To first of all head straight to the GFA. In this instance, I'm not blaming the GFA. The GFA anybody know because GFA want the baby.
Yeah. Ono say madabadi.
On what in the baby? And now they buy. It's who they are so no mistake almost I say. Even if you want to pass through the GFA, the most important aspect of everything you want to do because on my idea match in players and ameboa.
Yes.
And some of your executives and management or so the first people you need to attend to are the technical team and the playing body. But in this instance, you're done it, you know. Leader of delegation, media officer. Sankofoni nyina me di kan hwe omo ansa na the playing body.
And how many bubble ball?
How many bubble ball no? Who does this? Professional club be na yesa de we. Inti na kotokwedu maybe supporters ne ka chemo. Mamu nko, maso adio, mamu nyo, mamu nko, mamu nyo. Then na mechire omunu we betimi up. Omunu we betimi up. I fear yere so no call parliament for company for any speaker mo so mo mo you refuse to be.
And I didn't money can call straight answer.
That is the question. Whoever was leading it,
the thing is why cap now boy our J.
No. And the IMC got it all wrong.
And na Mike be ball MC speaker of parliament except sir or say wa be jo be call DC United kwa bonti say.
Mike anya wa na be
call. Nipa na can say wa be jo na be call dia.
So you go through them. What they akofa baby na ebi mu e de awurawura ma ebi mu anya opportunity de atutu kwan. Ebi mu use that opportunity no ahead of more players na mo makọ bre. A qualified dey corner there. And them one ayo. And the organization was poor. Me adia minimpa na say. You see, I've asked and done some investigations to Amedidi Nkomo Mike. Say team mo ba betu kwan a. Na say team na say bia money obi kwa akoba because any party na invite me sometimes in the crowd no. Mo interview process in the crowd yenche mumu.
Basamo.
Sometimes near come nyina mo bom. Then there is someone closer to you no mu nyina mo ye den. Contingent ni na no makọ embassy. Mo kọ embassy a na makọtena. Na makodidi nkomo no kwa mo be fa so de visa ne be de ebe ma mo ne de visa na ye den. Ama mo. Now, baby am do ko fa any ntini mu jai players na jeje mu. It individually players ne be ko. The obe making the option so be fa translator be fa. The on for translator so be no ho gaga so no so betimi adi ni nkomo so ba kodi ni nkomo. So each man for himself, God for us all. The moment you do that for each man for himself, don't expect say players near the visas ne be mo. Because me a player metia e ko to continue me to akobo this United. Who some say this United yet in that maybe this United me enya ko do ko na me bo. What na me enya ko do ko na me bo this United no me ko fa ho bay. You see? And this could have been done simple way if they had gone through the right channel. Because GTA for any parliamentarians never come nyina de omabom, then they will seek for the players and technical team interest first.
Because US embassy for the month say
dia afi committee officer diplomacy fancy
meba US for the month say you can now
if you are disorganized if you look disorganized, they don't care about
US, you.
If you look disorganized, they will treat you how you look. Say the OCT, no, they will do that to you. And first, in some metete fetch, apart from players, no crumple major honum kono. Kotoko season, Misro Angel Begu.
Say,
season, I
there's an
hour. Season, never say.
And you 2 players, man.
What's in your 2 players, man? Players no more cow chromas in a beer jar.
And I want Unya.
A beer jar.
Unya,
don't want to just say. Yana a couple no crana, Mopesa, or some Modia Kona, Yana Quacodim Kunimino. Marco Faber, Bia Coffee for Babia Manco Fubia Babeshim. I'm Uncle Fonny the year any air portfolio score. Eh, coho. Or Marco could do one where we are Obahan, my one able when Chine a infamau. One and call a Nalugu.
Baseke.
There be one and couple Basakan famau. There be one and couple Basakan famau. The whole organization of the thing is poor, and the leader now who kono me Coach Prosper Dr. Ogum. Sometimes there are some of these things you get it all wrong.
Why?
Or you bring a team manager. What am I say? Also, your IMC member. Let's not forget that Ogum is an IMC member. What did you mention? There is also a leader of delegation. This is what happens. You could not, as a coach, even fight for the interest of your players. In the first place, as to more many of Nibi. Say be me players ni NBC o man kwa me nko. And I say be players 1 2 3 me ya me set we na say de o timiri ne sesi ni bo. E ka kire at some point in time management and I work say me here player 1 2 3 man for man major adwuma no. He could have done the same thing. Say man for player 1 2 3 and can one fight for say ya. You say players not for more one
to one fight am rest of the
players. Some of them feel so coach down fight and for more.
Ana make sure say US embassy there won't fight you.
Fancy. Omo there, almost see be to me but
me hono dey o ka me to ase pa o. Ba na me che say the man we nyina by beginning of the process you know. Process na say be akwa fast so mo kwakope.
And no ya kan wan say mawie. But the aftermath of the whole because they are gone now and I'm a boss. The aftermath of the whole situation there because players ni feel say time omo yes mamunko. You show solidarity crampon and oh yeah action be
yes when you visa and ba
as a when you visa no open in term crampon ko pentema mo wako omo maka wo kruma say nka
say club no so twan mo
no mo nya de ombeye and me no whatever that is happening around the club any nim guase we na ebobo ba no man share is also not happy at all. And these 2 players no baby omo free said the numbers ntokwasi me komo kra me didi no boys ni bi kra yi pictures on bedu Ghana kra they showed pictures to people la e che omo fi ano motiti mo Sudan na jam kra ni nyoma sese half
na the pictures na show mo
pictures ni sa wo mo hunte na salam ne kra na mo ko me se pia picture na tum so antie ni o wa mati kopo mo ko nyina manfo otumufo mamunko obi eka mamunko asoden moko amose moko select side ene mo ne ene wo ka so mo pia koye den and dey bufu kra na yese empanifo amo ne nkodate moko hotel amoda. Sometimes it's about the organization, the leader of delegation who is the GTA boss with you at the hotel. They put instructions there. Say obi peso appear among the contingent on Fred this number and I say mon Fred this number and confirm me asana mama di pakona pie
meza ana me tro say
Marco Dra make a job
me smart so me wan hwane no na say the apostle dey kan kire mu say ombesiki asalam of rich and so from the oka ombenya no me da hotel and I do one so we be awada
but the hotel doesn't sleep.
No, they make onya ntimase na hotel no to say the okay be omo place no mo buy na me pie na man hye bibia chess obeda hu say
fancy there's something about hotels I think even your Ghana
eti ne ba no say no mo so pie
even your Ghana ha no kran there 24 hours it doesn't work there. Even Ghana hire 24 hours security staff.
Travel with contingent, national contingent. They for certain developments such as that. So instruction is given there. Leader of delegation. So or no, yes. So no one seeking the clearance. Hotel no be embarrassed terribly.
I think
that these are things that you have to investigate and come out with findings. Until at the spur of the moment, CCA na enkran enaba ne yentimi ntutu
too early.
Sports. And then when the dust settles, yebenya the details, and then even the club will have to come out officially and then communicate in this manner.
Because club ni
nyamba.
Yeah.
And me, I hope yama entry visa. Time ne also no. Senso ya yankas wajane kwa he. Where have they gone to? They are in the US. Visa no more no. They are not visa no more to go to the US.
Yes.
So what is the problem? At the point of entry, your entry visa, if you are to me and a single entry,
yes.
If you are to me, mouse say, oh, Koko di ujumedia we are timeline be a cranium.
And that's so.
And Tebia, embers one amount visa crowd of bare 6 months. But since at that entry point or not, the disease so no timeline be so you can roam in the US for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are ujumedia, you can roam. Money be him. So I think at times how we react to no, I think we are so passionate to the extent that which I don't fault fans and people for doing, because already amount for be or perception be the about this whole trip. So until one slight issue be na ya exaggerating na ama ya calm and abroso. These are players who travel to the US with visas. At the point of entry, they were allowed there. Now they have left the team camp without permission. At best, they are missing. So we just need to find them. They are missing. Good. So in them being missing, we find them. So he can't even play. So clearly, he needs to be found. Now, he needs to be found. No, he was injured before he went. No, but you see, Fancy, so we print more quite. We are trying to play down the significance of this trip.
Okay.
Well, you know, and your match keke na kotokokobo. Let's understand this. It is a Ghana week. And it's na what you mean no. Omo koda bibi about Ghana who e di atre omo Washington DC ho. So it is purely a tourism and then sports initiative. Now, as part of the tourism aspect, you better use sports, you better use entertainment, you better use arts, you better use culture. And tisaukas team the crowd mama monkwa. You are belittling the whole event and what it means.
Okay.
Match near a microcosm of the whole initiative. Match near a kahubi. But a match ninti good. To me, Kotoko could have sent just 3 people. But the fact that they're able to go there and represent Asante Kotoko and display the history, the traditions, the culture of Kotoko, and they are trade DC United, they're okay. Now, let me tell you some of the benefits Midiama had last season. Midiama is a club or Ghana, and history is as deep as Kotoko. But what happened was that some of these players had traveling opportunities. Omako US akobo bo abeka omu CV ho. Akwento enko metu ewo omo passport so omako US abano. It changes the whole outline of discussions around these players. And koma ebe didi afọ omo ho. And no it's sound. Then the individual players say they can network with DC United players way aji omo contact ni omo di nkomo. Football. Who say a pitch so near about 90 minutes. But it goes beyond that.
That one there.
And anyway, we are opponents. But tomorrow we could be partners.
Yeah.
We could be any Nasa Abrofi players or mobile donation charity initiatives. So you can be a link for them here. And the players in Ankasano, a BSA kunyane de momo. Then for club executives, I'm a club communication member and a director. Mekwa. Many DC United or communications department yatenase we share ideas, we share knowledge. Quite ben na mo faso see o match me mbeso de mini match omo. Then I establish a connection akonya ne kra betimi aba say DC United ebe invite me aba David Obenyako wanko Southampton for communication purposes. Good. And DC United for kra betimi afre mombra bɛyɛ internship kakra bi near the modern trends of communication brow did you make any diama club social media ni ade all these things can be done but if you don't go there you don't establish that connection enti kone de emfasoa was so we limit it to just the match now and they be creative problem and amoya 7 adentina moko those 7 can go and pave way for the next 100 7 no moko en so no omo betimi akobie kwan de ato a it could even be a yearly thing ness afi bia no kra no anka akonya betimi aba there will be a contingent from Koroko who will go there but ni na ne omo di nkan yakọ okay any subaya omo bebo there could be scholarship opportunities because almost event kasi omo ye so if it is a Ghana week in Washington DC say Ghana week in Washington DC you have several individual groups societies because it relates to Africa and tourism. And you know how these black Americans, how they relate to Sanyoma Nyoma say, Omodi Omuhu Jimpa. So what happens is that say Okrano say Obia Mimi Moses Amana Mekoya. I can have business partners with Sajumedi Nase, which goes beyond just the football game.
Whoa, Macbeth say, but you don't leave the hotel without the knowledge of those who sent you there. What is your motive? Mr. Boadu Bibini.
Beba, fancy. We at times behave, we don't know footballers. Footballers can be very stubborn. And your footballers na omo tournament omo camp near see a be adwane ko 9th club. A be akofa prostitute
camp.
So a footballer leaving camp without permission.
Okay.
A footballer leaving camp without permission.
Normal.
It is the least of the evils they can commit. The least.
Yes,
some footballer our camp. Yes, we peer free camp one cra. Dear walk from cra. If you cry to be for ban any better. So me say issue we no. Mummy and Yabotre, the dust will settle. Every cry bet me about by the time Kotoko will be ready to return. No mama. Now players me ni oma be cancer no mo di oma.
Oh, okay.
So oma mbaswa, it does not mean say way me who they are missing kano. But the implications thereof, say, it will serve as a bad notice for the next travelers from Ghana. Already, there were issues, but omo dinini. So omo koi, no omo buy because here the 2 players in the team say, say 6 months, 5 years, you can still have an opportunity to
makes me alcohol.
Exactly. But when what I know, they say a 3 months visa with single entry.
Yes,
3 months no. Back pay. And you had 3 months, maybe October, November, December. You have that 3 months to enter once into Kobako Penwa. So is it? But say 5 years, 6 months, you can get 6 months, maybe and just single entry.
Multiple.
Exactly. So ni na no ewoho.
But we single entry now. Sudan in him say single entry.
Now why say implications so what say. Now, any Ghanaian team be out the contingent because the US embassy. If these guys don't return and they come back, even with the headlines are generating, because if you read the clicks, the public. By this time, 2 Koroko players abscond. 2 abscond. If you crack target US embassy on social media, I think some of the guys, maybe, they tag the US embassy. You see what you have caused. Mehubisa, we play a lot with these things. I need say. Yes, club we
US embassy.
But we forget that potentially it will be denying your father, your mother, your sibling, your relative, your friend, your colleague. It will be denying them an opportunity so almost to crime. Because now Ghana club be a qua. It is either they will outrightly reject you like they did the black princesses. Some catch us a black princess.
Come go for US.
For US Kukulumia. Momo mass denial. Bounce your heavy. No, I'm sure I'm so we are likely getting such a treatment from any other Ghanaian club. A president crying at the then it will extend to journalists. Multi TV, so the multi radios will more kind of say.
Someone must say the picture. When I must say, FIFA
World Cup. More than World Cup 2026.
Oh, US.
More than other US engagement or initiatives that the media will be involved. what na na wo di nkomo na aya adwen ho because that's also kwa player now you are not different from the player defense am you adwuma different but what your mind back now tag na yanka say Ghanaian players e be ka say a Ghanaian
okra kwa o ma
Ghanaian club enti all the way you ko a Michael Akomia Sompa TV offer passport we say opeja kosro no what
you know why Mike they all can nyina wo
Sudan ni ono akuma jogwasi ni kuro so PF hotel obesa aba ya mompa no momre
he's perfectly right per everything Michael has said and I agree to it perfectly and conform fan your manche they will refer you even to a certain extent your social media they can ask of your handle
na so ko say be omutimi busa handles
and read
no my following so following crowd from community deny
no my messages in your media
share I know
where I have a problem boss Mike maybe I'm imagine and say now the opportunity always comes it's a matter of how we utilize the opportunities we get as a country or as a nation quite fast we utilize the opportunity. The moment opportunity comes in this country, it is time for greed. Opportunity number say kukuro, a time for greed. Meaning say enya bono, and it is so reason as to why in tia yekosa week no. There are various opportunities even when universities can even benefit from, including baby a coach Ogum, Ochradie, University of Cape Coast. Betima faso crampo dia benefit money in adiaba. But the organization, the opportunity to be exploited by other people. The question I'm saying, 1 year say, do they even deserve to be there? In the first place, if you think you are going to look for connections, if you think you are going to do a lot of things, IMC na one mun wom. And then IMC baako portfolio, you the money pafu from. And the pafu from one different club. You see, the whole concept about how we utilize opportunities, it is why I have huge issues.
So let me help. I am handicapped, so that's why I'm struggling to. First of all, Debbie, you are a young man. You are getting there, please. When you get to a certain level, there are a lot of things. Anything a more generation, more problem, no, because you must learn. And you be na when you and I saw anoka. You understand me? Now, first of all, an IMC member would have been there, but for visa issues again. So I know let's put this on record. You don't blame them for that. So they are saying, the IMC chairman himself would have been there, but for visa issues, those things you don't have control over it. But you see, Mike, the bigger picture, is the issue of, okay, so the US will now say that they were justified in denying.
And it's as a 7 up when 14
in case say mama that is and that is bigger than anything else, because then next time when we are not careful,
as the name control.
Yes, I mean it's just Koto, yes. Ghanaian clubs.
Yeah.
Because other Ghanaian clubs will have the opportunity. Fanasebia next time, no, it go back to whoever the league winner or league champion is. Now Onyasa Queen, what is going to happen?
Because I'm one of my more chance.
So it's early days yet.
So Ethiopia clubs me 7
passports.
So that's it.
Ethiopian clubs. Also call a year almost Derby Washington. Wow. 2
Sankro for do sa way now. Is the lottery is about
I was enjoying
when it's about they don't joke with that.
You see why I will not blame
organization was poor.
No, we'll come to Akobia. So let me say this. This whole thing, there are a lot of issues. And yet, so you can't pinpoint 1, 2, 3. There are a lot of issues. And there are a lot of capabilities as well. And so, me, I will prefer to wait. Now, they'll come down. Then there are issues we are not privy to. So they say, I'll get a briefing on that the next 2 hours. But like I said, I'm not supposed to say this. A parliament idea. We have organized, but we have finished our job. Sebibia, Parliament Public Affairs, as directed, have to speak to the issues.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm handicapped. Okay. Yeah. So, young bompa say you be nyomo. Na amabe can't team. Young bompa say our nyomo so. Then we know what to do. Pick it from there. But it's my most important thing. Akomia, there's something must understand as a young man. Listen, that's why the Biamika say, what you have no experience, not criticize. Sebio, we are see man proposes, but God disposes. In every event that you get yourself involved in, you can plan, you have the best brain, best strategy, but there are certain factors. You must, the event till when you don't have control. Never only control over. Now, Sunday man be more quickly. DC United, what they've done, I see cancelling the match. Yes. So what next? But the bigger picture is this. Omaton, in fact, this game they've sold the ticket higher and more expensive than their normal average because ticket. Because of Kotoko. They didn't do that to me, man. Yeah, they promoted this game for a month. About. Wow. Now. Yeah, don't worry. So maybe tell listen, these people have given you an open check letter of opportunities that there is when you come. You have to exercise it and take advantage of it. So in life, you can be scrubbed, but you look at the degree of the scrub and look at the bigger picture. It will negate reasonably the negativities. And football is a continuous business. Kotoko goes there, Ogum. Now, as I speak now, I say Ogum is the leader of the delegation because he's the most senior person to represent the club. How university thing you said, he's an academia. He can close that deal simple. Look, this issue about Kotoko supporters in the USA wanting to pay for supporters here, contribute every month to reduce the burden on supporter attendance, it's an opportunity. Apostle, I'm for feeding terms. I say I'm a producer. I can't wait. Say do Adam okay. Adamu say say won't mean confirm or also won't mean deny on the outside. Also called training grounds now kwahwe Ghana select side na omo training asante players efra at on the time of leaving the training grounds, that is US 4 p.m. Now there was no news of missing players or player. All players were in camp, but say players on join the Koroko. Ama capital city game na baso enana ju US time no. Davis Owusu Amankwatia. Join free Owusu. Roland Apia. Gideon Hooks. Eric Owusu. Isaac Sarkodie. Kojonya Akon Anna Charles Adubio. Or say me and Musana baby omo free. Any teams on mobile. Woman a place on the problem.
Being careful with some of these things.
Issue about Atram the visa anyway, I don't think players are omo visa because Kotoko.
No, they had visas already.
Just like Mediama for be what visa, no person omo defra.
Mediama could be munya 5 years.
Yeah. So let's find an immediate solution to it. Which you see, I am a bit careful when trying to criticize a certain decision. I don't know the rationale behind. Minim butayentia suggestions of Mediama, Atram the visa,
okay,
and even certain academy players are more US ebemu.
Oh, okay.
I believe they could have taken different routes. Still crab around Kotoko. Kotoko no, Ewadom. Kotoko were old players ni be bro more US. They could quickly contact them. They could even do a mix. Everyone say active players and then almost we jai born boy. Young bono as a Ghana week we be in the Kotoko select side. Net din Kotoko ne cross and swada so. And we me Madri and Kamina Meya and Kameye. But it doesn't make it say many dianem kwana was a change now trying. Juma. I have come to appreciate a lot of things in some time.
Material can say ABR. I want to say empenifoni bi boa Kotoko. And how US visas for now players will make me ask.
Now Omwa and Nam Kotoko so Omunya visa no. I don't think they got the visa necessarily because of Kotoko, but their performance at the interview. akwenya no de abeto. This opportunity, it is there not necessarily because of Asante Kodoko. Sadi Anka last season, media manko. It is there because of the initiative created by the Ghana Tourism Authority. Let us make things very clear. Initiative we know, akwenya abeto because of Jumedia Ghana Tourism Authority no ekokodi and yet because of Asante Kodoko. So it is not Kotoko's birthright.
Understood.
It is not Kotoko's birthright and no more entitlement. They are a beneficiary of the initiative. In the person is not benefiting off Asante Kotoko.
Yes, organizers no more than your modiano. Good. And to bet me, I shall say, me the Kotoko
no echo by the contingent where air come. Do you get it?
Okay.
Kotoko team ne echo
Meba Mike Meba. Sorry to cut you. Mashishe make up game. Wa beji do ko US. Mona maje mo ko US. Na me kire o se me de bia nipa so me so benten kam.
I am at liberty to do that.
And we did that for that the DT officials and delegation Ghana Weeko organized by DT. So the officials are going to
and commander akoso say obi akwaje Kotoko ni position and an portfolio.
As a Kotoko position and portfolio.
No. You are presenting your list. It should come with a certain a year classification of omoko where you're playing body. Where mobile executives on my team so in roles you explain to them the other contingent and I stand to be corrected. One list was presented, you presented different list.
One
list of all the people going. You have different list Nakoi.
Kotoko players no.
Everybody going.
Yes.
One list. I stand to be corrected. One list was presented. Yamfa 2, Yamfa 3. I say, yeah, the way more list.
Me fan say me bow. Not maybe a number a bit be say one day na.
It means
okay, but omunyi na contingent. Okay.
There me so my no. Yeah, the one list na koye.
Some
passports. And yes, yeah, the list way koye. And yeah, the way mo dia no koye chire. Now all the list ne kwa. Na embassy for na say we money your interview. That was not decided by Kotoko or any other party outside the US embassy.
The US embassy decides who they are going to interview.
Batch no.
US for
no fancy. Visa is an application.
The
moment you apply for a visa, you get a date to come for the interview.
Okay.
What am I saying?
So I make sure say the mic person say so list number ebia say nipa 40. To one of say ebia number 10 to number 20 mom round the 25th of ebia September. Meaning so what am I say?
See where I'm coming from with the problem and the whole organization issue. You see, everything we are talking about in the slot in your Kotoko there.
Okay.
And you'll be na idea. But they also need impact. Whatever you do, be no here impact.
Yanka would have been better.
Okay, we.
Me say, the embassy would then decide the batches, any dates or your interview. That is not decided by any outside party but them. And it is not like somebody was usurped. Yes, there will be it is a process. Me, what I think did not go right was the preparation Asante Kotoko as a club gave Omokoye interview on their behalf.
Salmon.
Why the 7 players get and the rest did not? Why? What is that, sir?
Nane bit me about so more nyina so benya visa because me say visa processing there obi be ko e be feel
it. Because of how you are able to appeal to the interviewer.
Yeah.
Questions here, baby, sir. If you're able to satisfy, now umiti every eligibility way be here. Obama. That is how come 7 players got it because they satisfied it. It is not because obi koja omo. I want everybody to understand this clearly. Send your bear ye din commona. Ye bet me de bebia pomane tonon ye de si ho pepepe. Na enkofa eye misconstruism ni we bia ma say asem no ya te no na we. What actually happened was people failed to satisfy during the interviewing process. And a obiani is will be prepare no. Ebi ya control exams. Ya chiro the OBJB. The moment you enter the exam hall, it me foul. Enti America ni omo interviewing process ne de fancy e wo ene wo preparedness ana wo nyame. Why you ready obetimi akoye bisa question back one at all so no are no funfun. There are certain strategies that you can use to your advantage. And there be an open empire for Adom. Say the grace of God will be on you. Such strategies now bet me. Say be at the translator aspect, no. It is a media metebro for saying crana me ko. Now if I use that route I will use it. Inti akumia and one pesa meka.
Mike, I understand baby au free bano. Korokone baby omujina no.
You 3 more minutes when I'm family course.
Korokone baby omujina no. Fancy, to be very honest with you, Kenya impact a common befa some passport happening Korokone has. They want an impact in the Ghana week no mokoye no. The reason why they want an impact in Koroko war yeah. And the club in itself no is a rich tradition it will be BR. So in as much as it is your slot, the Koroko no also here a certain level of respect and mileage from it. That is why you chose between Koroko and House. One of them should go. And they worked for it. And you said that Koroko and House, both of them, they worked for it. So if they worked for it, me no idea minim about football clubs and some of these things. I will say it and say it again. Sometimes these people know because a relationship between Ghana and the US, this is different from individuals trying to travel and go and complete Omankasa personal assignment. The fact that the GTA is involved, it means Ghana is involved and it is the US. So a nation's Ghana tourism, it is for the state. And not for individual.
Okay.
Interior Minister of Tourism, near deputy. So if it is the Ministry of Tourism or the GTA, Ghana Tourism Authority no mu take charge, it means how interview is supposed to be done. It is not all of them that is supposed to even be the individual. Interview, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. Then you move, then but this one, the organization failed in the first place. If the organization failed in the first place, no amount to two maybe we're training those things. I'm talking about organization for players in some movie free chroma say United States, not in terms of the tournament.
The GTA.
The GTA, no.
Okay,
in terms of the visa processes, players and everything became. You see, I know, sir. The U.S. embassy is too then the whole tax and all of these things.
U.S. embassy there, different from other embassies.
You see, are we even thinking about the image of, because can you do this to some other clubs?
Now, media say be almost rejected me.
Media, I think 13.
So
14. You see,
Media will do their thing. Mediama a huge image and Mediama huge everything around it. Enduru kotoko half.
No, I understand though, but they mention say to say be a
single Ghanaian club now.
The US embassy does not.
Or you repeat like no. I'm saying
what you say.
In issues like this, US
embassy they have a history.
In issues like this, there is not a single Ghanaian club of repute.
Some passport.
We are over here. You see the same
mentality. Deny you
yet to come and I say yes. But we've not been exposed that much.
And US,
even Madrid, I'm telling you, even Real Madrid, on my application, not player be on same fata, they will deny him. They will deny him.
Always found, for example, Andrew Onana in Manchester United preseason.
Oh, thank you very much.
Andrew Onana in Manchester United in preseason. Manchester United has a huge club and has a corporate. But look at Conor Faso. Sorted those problems. Because Kanyasa and Kayanim Guasie, Xavi Hernandez with Barcelona. The same thing happened. Even one of the matches, Xavi Kranko. But Barcelona found a way, alongside with the organizers, to get him over there.
It's just a private jet too.
This is where I'm coming in.
You don't have those.
This is where I'm coming in. First with my first and I'm in my birthday. Where your course?
I time now.
Shadrach. Mama we say me wo fa seketu a friend no. Nana ya akono do yadon. Nana ya akono do yadon. Asante ma 4 years. Asante him 4 years. Wow. Nyame enhira no na onye ne kese. Nana akono do. Me offer say they heavy pa.
Whoa, mama from a course na quality na o ba me sra o mama TV no. Ya mama follow me nko for mama 0551931931 0548931931. Hello caller. Open it you. Okay.
Basa kotokomo emugu omonima so pa kinno wa omonima kitiponsa the best wo pa so bi omoyena bi yen ka so omoyena omonira ye ni mo bi afọ akọ ho so you wo bi omuntu kwan ko ye da ndi omo pa akọ ho no mo bi e ko mu ere titi na ma ti ni so ele amba do bona bibia e de ashe kotokomo ni ho ma se ni ya se ma na omo ko chance ai bi an te bank babwa because the team na you don't feel that time you should know na mandi bono moko bono omo any talent of who are big support me na tawo botino no me for bono my no mo ye rest na ga me kan na do ho da na ni na that far play ni bono ye he mo so kubusi no no ya
Mate mama unu amra so bi eh hello caller. Yes open yet you. Open it yet so yet you.
Edoria Timothea Sompa Puna. Evana, you got it. After the place, no Ghana.
Also, then, hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, open it you. Okay.
Hello.
Open it yet on Casa.
I can't make any say. Now, Omuko Ghana, or Mania, the Omogu and Mark.
Among your supporters, only players.
Players, you know, with them, sorry, players, you know, Mogu and Mark. I can't make any say. Muba booking code na mudima for you can't that yes you tissue in the amoma sport in the account where tomorrow yes tissue the power.
Whoa, hello caller. Hello. Yes, open it. Good morning. Udini baby agase free.
I came up with you because that's something like that.
Yet you.
I made a matter of it. American embassy. I was at the TV from the church and cemetery. Yeah, supporters look at it. And he said, please, Omuko, American embassy. One more bit. I will say, Ghana. The community was not how. I would have it. I had that before. What would you say? Sudan for questions Sudan. Yes, no more passport to say, or where Sudan from. And yet, they and I said that before. I must have prayers in the mission. The prayers no more than a hand of the BNC and a more of 300. A woman, and that in the middle there, because I said that before. And then you are one of my passport clearly. I think we were crying to the young father Sanama. Clearly, I said, okay, young father Sanama. No, the acting was this under my two one and tell us, well, then you put a to see players. So that's one of the reasons the question of the crew. What about how to this? And I am to question crew. Some part of the Kaya, or what the conversation and then before. But
into you are some busy and may you man. Oh, hello caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Opening yet you.
But you yes, we are more sport. Yes, now I'm booking code.
About a segment and a bet to an A3 on car or bon car and change me money at a betting platform. Adaroma, Mr. Hello. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Yentio.
Mr. Free Wenchi.
Okay.
Young apostle, ne? A class of folk, no. A catcher almost a month, a more banner, a more fatten time, and Lanomunt Minsua, or Muguso. Young apostle, the Basham Benny or.
Oh, okay.
Because I still say, dear, to me be any movie. Basham say yes, Wenchi. Be no more banner.
Okay. Yes, what I see. Hello, caller.
Because years on them for me,
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Yentio.
Morning.
Adam Yentio.
I told you
And for sure, no. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, opening Yentio.
Let me say, oh. So say what you are. I petition a woman. Hello.
Bebacho Casa or Yetio.
The petition is a more day bar woman. Listen, a more day bar. I am on to boss and one of my coma. You'll be able to me. And you'll be able to me one fast.
Prediction there, yeah.
Prediction now, Momo. Yes, Sompa.
I'll call you now.
I called you not say some more day, yeah, Monto Boas, and I'm one of my cacrac clap here. To be a job with you, Bono, and my you,
Miss Royer Bar, I actually to a man mono phone so straight. Why? Share two and son one bash him. Wadaruma. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Yetio.
Actually, funny, yeah, that's a silly chain.
Yeah, Yentio.
The ball, about so many palm. Hello.
Yetio.
Good morning. Because I see the chain. The name of the car, I'm going to be Johnny, or Johnny shit. The Legion and Casano, the young chip is kind of another thing. So, well, it's kind of chip place, you know. Kind of, yet, the tenants in the trouble from Johnny, you know. So, who will be far? The Legion woman is found.
Okay. Mate, yada say yes. Shaq, yamna way. The can happy birthday to Michelle Adwojan. Ne ewa wada ofada aye one stick. I say ye show aye awada panty. Aye Michelle Adwojan. And ne ewa birthday from ofada. One stick our techiman. And I show happy birthday. Happy birthday going out to Amasapon or Kwada so. And ne ewa wada and ne aye birthday nyaminton super enguso emao. Happy birthday to Becky. Where K NAC and I say Becky yam show aye awadapa. Fe to Ella Asari. Away from Ifa say Ella Asari and ayo birthday yam show. Aye happy birthday. Yada munyina ma say ye faba roku ke bana fees abetwaso yenkomra.